welcome to Dicefunctional, where a bunch of friends sit around, play some Dungeons and Dragons, and we share the story with you, our wonderful, wonderful audience. Thank you everyone so much for being here. We appreciate your presence this fine day. A special warm welcome to those of you who might be tuning in for the first time. Greetings and salutations to you. We all hope that you enjoy your first taste of this still unnamed adventuring party that just causes all sorts of mayhem and solves crimes. Sort of like Scooby-Doo, except with a lot more violence, and therefore it's more fun. If you enjoy this sort of thing, if you want to catch future episodes, if you enjoy D&D and friends playing games, great news for you. The first thing that you can do to get more of this content is to go on over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Dicefunctional, where you can follow the channel over there, and you can come and watch us live every Saturday at around 4 p.m. Eastern, where we play this very game, which we are doing right now. Throughout the week, there is a bunch of other gaming content, occasional other content, other tabletop RPG content. It's a good time. Come on over. You can chat with us. Say weird things. We might even call them out if they're funny enough in chat. That's right. We're that interactive. If you don't like watching things live, or if you want to catch up on previous episodes, including an entire other campaign, which we have already done, you can go on over to YouTube, just search Dicefunctional. You can subscribe over there. You can catch, like I said, all of the previous Campaign 1 content. Everything from Campaign 2 is always updated over there, so you don't have to miss a single episode. You can also check out a bunch of other gaming content, art content, and other tabletop RPG content that is already uploaded over there. If you don't like watching things, or you need to be a little bit extra sneaky in pretending like you're actually doing whatever that awful job is that you're just paying the bills with, you can go to your favorite podcasting platform. We have an entire feed over there. Just search Dicefunctional. We update all the episodes over there as well, so you can have us serenade your earholes while you are pretending to care about whatever the fuck it is that you're doing.
I don't like that.
You can also follow us on socials at Dicefunctional with an _ on Twitter. That is the best place to go to see when we are going live. We retweet and also tweet out a bunch of other stuff, including works in progress. We also have a fun little thing going on over there. If you want to potentially have a name put in this very game, if you would like a chance at naming an NPC, go follow us over there. We will be doing that on a regular basis, so you can have some input into this very campaign. It's a pretty cool thing. You should check that out. If you want more information on the players or on the characters or both, you can search Dicefunctional wherever it is that you search things up. We have a beautiful website that you can check out in whatever free time it is that you have. But you did not come here to listen to me simply speak and tell you a whole bunch of information that you can find in the comments. You came here for some D&D. That's Dungeons and Dragons. Let's get to it. Connor, take it away!
Where we last left our group of intrepid adventurers, they had just made their way into an abandoned elven fortress, trying to root out a bunch of bandits that had abducted a farmer and his wife. The party had begun this by having the party's rogue, Castella, discreetly infiltrate the camp and knock out as many of them as possible. It went surprisingly well, and you guys then proceeded to go down further into the fortress itself, where you guys then found the farmer, who unfortunately was badly injured, losing a few fingers, as well as having to only take down a few more bandits before finding the rest of them holed up inside of one dorm room, for lack of a better term. Upon noticing this, Asher barricaded the front of the door, so there's cover directly in front of it, making it tough to get out, got the rest of the party's attention, while a few others went off to try and find the farmer's wife. You guys managed to stop an entire room of bandits, only 6 people, without firing a single shot through the intimidation of one Granny Gunslinger, stopping all of them in their tracks. You rescued the wife. She seemed fine, if a bit shaken up, and reunited her with her husband. and then began looting things. And, in fairness to you all, you found a good amount of stuff. You found some money, some miscellaneous objects, a nudie poster, all around a pretty decent little set of things, as well as a bag of holding. A very nice and unexpected surprise from a location such as this. You also noticed that the chest that the bag was inside of was none other than a displacement chest, which means that it is linked to another chest somewhere in the world. But, as you guys began investigating things a little bit further, including having a conversation with the bandit who seemed pretty apprehensive about everything that they were doing, named Adam, you guys flipped the bag of holding inside out to find whatever was in there. And inside, you found 7 desiccated corpses in varying states of intact. You reassembled the bodies, or at least Darius reassembled the bodies, and you realize that each body is its own race. There are no repeats, and they all look like they had their neck quite aggressively snapped. With that disturbing revelation, you guys arrested or apprehended the bandits as best you could, piled them all up into the actual cart, and began making your way back to civilization. You never really decided where you were going, but that is something that we can deal with now. So, you all, you are closest to the town of Sion. I will point out the town of Sion is, it's not large. It is a small town. You're not sure how well they'll be able to handle the general amount of bandits that you have here, but they probably have at least some holding quarters. Can't hear you.
Yeah, I know. I clicked the button and it didn't go. I'm gonna be 100% with you. I fully assumed we were going back to city to drop them off.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
But on the way, Asher has a couple things he'd like to do on the way out.
Okay. So, where's the music?
I don't know. Where'd you put it?
I don't know.
It's hiding.
It is hiding.
There we go. That's
Music.
better. Music makes you lose control. All right, there we go. So, what was it that Asher wanted to do?
First thing, Asher wants to check out that little inventor dude. The guy who was experimenting on the rocks.
Oh, so you want to make your way back to the town of Sion?
Yes. Well, we
Okay.
kind of have to, I'm assuming we have to kind of go through the town of Sion to get to back to the main place, right?
Well, if you wanted to just go, there's nothing stopping y'all from literally just going as the crow flies and just going, all right, we don't need to go back to that town, and just going straight west.
Okay.
There's nothing stopping you.
That would only save like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it wouldn't save
Yeah.
much in the way of time, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll go back through town because yeah, Asher has another thing he wants to do. So, 'cause I wanted that.
Okay. So, you guys make your way into town, with the cart now kind of leading the way, and you all, I'm assuming, piled into it.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of space.
Okay. You guys will be making your way up from the some of the dirt roads that are leading from the southwest area into town. As you make your way in from the outer edge, a majority of the buildings out here are pretty spaced out, and a lot of them are near farms. You have a feeling that a majority of the people in the town of Sion or near the town of Sion are effectively like ranch hands and homesteaders.
Mhm.
They're people who are literally like living off the land, and they're growing what they need. The town is good for general goods.
Got it.
As you do drive past a few of the houses, you do see a few folks kind of like move the curtains and watch the cart as it goes by, because Asher, you realize they watched this cart on its own suddenly up and start driving recklessly into the woods a little while ago. So the ghost cart's coming back into town.
This is perfect.
Don't scare people, Asher.
If I need to, it is available for me to do. But I try not to make as much noise as possible. I can't help it if people do not understand how Descartes works.
Ooh,
No.
can you get your cart to let out a bit of mist?
This is
Say
gonna
no
turn
more.
to Tana and go, don't encourage. Look at me, all of you look at me.
And
Now,
Asher
look
will
at
just
me.
touch the mantle, and there will just be more, just a little bit extra smoke will start pouring out of the actual chimney itself and kind of coating the outside of the cart itself, obscuring it just slightly.
All of you look at me right now that's causing mischief. Because I feel I have to say this. The dead bodies get us money. Do not use them to further your pranks.
It is for money. I'm not out here to steal any sort of profit from us. We have made a good bit of coin as it stands.
Asher, I hear you saying that. But I also see a bad influence, pointing to Tana, right there.
And I do not see you as a bad influence. Just so you know.
She's gonna toss up her hands and walk away.
All right. So when we get to the Inventi individual's house, the cart will stop and Asher will get out. Not wearing the helmet or the goggles or anything like that. Just trying to look a little bit more normal.
None of the intimidating gear.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yep. The shotgun's even under the cloak, or under
Fair
the coat.
enough.
So,
Yeah, Asher, hopping out of the actual cart itself, you'd see that you're very clearly looking at a pretty run-down looking, what at one point probably was a mansion, in fairness. It looks, well, not even a mansion, just a very nice, very large house. You can see that the work was put into it. The architecture is very nice. It's just no one bothered to upkeep it because they may just not give a shit. But here you are. And Costella, you would recognize this is the house that you were looking through.
That I broke into.
Yeah, this is it.
I mean, yes. Wasn't there like a gate or something that said no trespassers or something? I don't know.
There was no gate or something saying no trespass, but boy, everything else about the place sure sends off the signal of don't come in here.
Okay. Well, I broke in on the second floor, not on the first floor.
well, at least you had a view of the second floor. Was there anything of interest up there?
Second floor. A bunch of paperwork I couldn't understand. Because I can't read whatever language it was displayed on the paperwork. I don't know if the first floor was the main door like barricaded. Connor?
It wasn't barricaded, no. It really much like the rest of the place, it just wasn't in a good state. You probably could go in through the front door, but you're not sure how much it's been used.
Yeah. That's true.
Did we try to knock? See if they will answer the door?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I haven't met the guy.
All
I've only seen him.
right. Well, no time like the present. And Asher will take the walking stick and rap on the door a couple times.
You hear silence for a bit, and then you'll hear a muffled voice go, "Just a second."
Take your time, monsieur.
And standing behind standing from the now partially open door is a stout-looking individual. He will be shorter for a human, but he is definitely not dwarf height.
Okay.
He's maybe a little bit taller than a dwarf. You see that he appears to be taking off some kind of like a leather-looking mask that covered like a good chunk of his face, and like kind of pulling off some goggles and then wiping away a few streaks of material that's on his face. And you see that it is a bald-headed man who does have kind of a shorter cropped beard. He's got kind of darkish colored skin, very, very, what's the word? Square, facial structure. So like he's got a very blocky head, very blocky jawline. He looks at you and goes, "Can I help you?"
Oui, of course, monsieur. Asher Irons of the Irons family. And you are?
Terry Rossi.
Very well met.
Yes.
So, I beg your pardon. We were just coming into town, taking care of a few things, and there was a few reports of a few interesting lights that were coming from this property. To be honest, I did not think anything of it, other than when we were going by earlier. The lights piqued my interest a bit as being a man of science. I was wondering what it is that... are you working on anything?
You're a man in science.
Oui.
I am something of a scientist myself. So, I do not typically have visitors, and it is nice to have someone speaking with me. You may come in if you wish, but please do not touch anything.
Of course. I can understand how it is to step into one's lab. Do you mind if a few friends of mine who wish to come in also join me?
As long as they do not touch anything, it is fine.
Oui, of course. And Asher will enter with whoever else is coming in with.
I'll go in.
Okay.
The same hat for the other two intelligent.
They're both going in.
characters.
Okay.
Connor will probably go in just to make sure, like, there's not danger.
Okay, that's fair.
Anna's running security.
This is just curious. Like, it's literally just curiosity.
However, when Darius hears he says don't touch anything, Darius is gonna look at Fizzy, grab both of our hands, and put them together like this, and say, please keep them like this. Okay.
That doesn't
Let's
stop
go.
her from touching
Okay.
him.
It's not that I don't trust you not to touch anything.
But she does not
And
trust
then
you
she'll walk
to
away.
not touch anything.
Also, Connor, missed opportunity. This man could have looked like Willem Dafoe. Tied it all together. I'm
No.
a scientist myself.
No. I decided against making Terry look like Willem Dafoe.
Willem.
And yet you use the quote.
Oh yes, I did. I absolutely did intentionally use that quote. But as you walk inside, you see that you'd see what Costello saw. The house itself is just as much in disrepair as everything else around it. Cobwebs do line the ceilings, and the windows themselves are covered up mostly. But actually various tables and chairs are nearby, as if this was once a very nice house intended for multiple people, but they're just covered with like a centimeter thick layer of dust. Except for a section of the place that looks like it may have at one point been the living room, judging by the fireplace that is present. You can see various tables are set up where there are also various sets of what you best describe as alchemical tools. You could see alembics, calcinators, mortars and pestles, as well as many other setups of glass tubing and other rubber rubber hoses that run from section to section, and what is actually several other spots where there are what look to be these glass, these like circular glass ornaments that have been have a couple of wires stuck inside them. It's all very odd. You would also notice, Costella, that same metal box off to the side in the room.
Don't know what that is though. So
it was where the small cube was taken from and put back into.
Oh, okay. Well, did he clean up the broken glass?
Yes, the broken glass has been swept off to the side.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty big place to be living in alone.
Yes, it is, but at the same time, it is what I have at my disposal, so I will use it.
Working with the tools you are given, there's nothing wrong with this. What sort of experiment is it you are conducting? It looks like you're bringing energy from one area to another area, at the very least.
Well, my experiment is something odd. See, in the process of I've always been a artificer. I always do stuff like this. I always have. But some years ago, I happened to be in the right place at the right time. And I ran into an individual who they were wasting away. They were starting to, despite their activity and despite their good lifestyle and habits, their body was starting to degrade. They should have been easily 7 foot, 8 foot, no problem. And they looked like their muscle mass should have matched, but they were instead about half the weight they should have been. And I was curious. And I won't hide it. I think at a certain point, I thought they were going to die anyways, so why not learn? So I offered the Firbolg to have stay at my home and allow me to look them over. And after some adjustments to how I was looking at the magic that they had, I noticed something different about one of the objects they had on their person. They had a old magic object. It wasn't pre-schism, but it was an old magic object that hasn't been used for some time by my people. We called them Urgok stones. They were dangerous, but they were great ways to improve the general aptitude one has. So one's physique would be improved, one's speed could be improved, one's strength. In the right locations, one's wisdom, intelligence, sheer personality, it would all improve. But there is inherently a danger to it. The men who made it and continued to use it would die young, very young. They wasted away and their bodies failed. It looks like it's just a form of magic, but one that we humanoids do not mix well with. And it's naturally put out by some of these objects when they're either made wrong or just made to be too dangerous for us to handle. It's the best way of describing it. I don't know how else to phrase it, but I have taken to calling it Briabdic magic.
This is
Based off of the Lady of Death. Brabadir. As inherently it will kill you. Eventually. Yes, Jess.
Did he say how long it was in him?
He did not say how long it was in him.
And Deos will ask that question. How long was that thing in his body?
I think all in all it was in him for maybe about 15 years, give or take.
It seemed like a very powerful object.
It is.
I do think I have heard of something along these lines before. They've gone by different names, of course, from different places.
Yes.
But very interesting in their structure.
Well, in fairness, they're not that different from the ion stones that are more widely used. An ion stone, and he'll actually move his way over to a smaller, just a little wooden box he has. He just pulls one out. An ion stone, like this, they are made to float around your person outside of you, and they will still impose their effect upon you. And by all means, this is safe. Does not have any negative effects. But the Urlagok stone, it's different. It kills you slowly.
So sort of borrowing energy from the future, giving it to you in the present, but shortening your lifespan.
Possibly. I don't know how else to phrase it. I don't know the cause of it.
Are you trying to replicate these? Is that what you're working on?
No, I'm trying to understand it.
I feel like I should ask the obvious question. Is he dead?
No. He survived.
That must have been one tough son of a bitch.
He is a man of surprising constitution. So, I'm not terribly surprised. But even then, to my knowledge, it still took several years to come back to something approaching normal.
How'd you end up running into him?
Luck. He was in town. As simple as that.
He was in this town?
Yes.
What was he doing in this town? You talk about a man of great constitution.
It was most likely some work. He was an adventurer. I do not know what he was doing, but he was doing something.
He ever tell you his name?
Yes, but I've been told I should keep that secret.
That is probably a good choice. Most of the adventurers I have run into, they are quite difficult individuals.
Out of
Usually
character,
quite
Connor,
strong.
if you did this to Belle, I'm gonna fight you.
I won't say.
I mean, there is a way to maybe find out.
It's not that important.
It's out of character knowledge where I'm like, is it him? That is me fucking. And I'm gonna start swinging at Belle.
At Belle.
At Belle.
He deserves it.
Do you know how it affects all the things around it, like plants and such?
I haven't started the testing on that yet. But in truth, from the small experiments I have done, other organic materials don't care. They're not bothered.
How rare are these things?
I would say fairly rare. They are not common, We did not make them for long. And in fairness, no one makes them anymore. They were too dangerous.
People?
Repeat that.
Who are your people?
Dwarves.
Oh, okay. I've heard dwarves are shorter than.
They are. I am half dwarf. In truth. I do not get along with many of my people from the north, so I live here.
It's a God-safe place.
If we come across one of these stones, heavy if,
Yes,
would you share your research about it?
I would. I would have no problems sharing my research, and I would even wish to have another one of the stones. But in fairness, it may also just be good enough to destroy the damn thing.
There are
was
things that
looking-
are far too
Yeah.
dangerous.
There is absolutely something to be gained from using it. It is strong, it will affect you, it will improve you. But eventually, you will pay the price.
So it's this stone. It drains from the physical.
From what I can tell, it drains from physical beings such as beasts and humanoids. I have not had the opportunity to test on what we are now referring to as outsiders. I don't know how it affects them. And nor have I tested on elementals or fae or anything of the sort. But from what I can tell, plant matter and inorganic matter, such as stone, wood, they're not bothered, not affected.
Then do you think undead would not gain any benefit nor suffer any consequences?
I don't know. I haven't exactly come across much undead. And in honesty, I would rather not. But that is
Well, this is all good to know. Terry, it has been an honor. Thank you for giving us a bit of time to hear about your research.
Who turned on this music?
Oh, that is coming from Descartes. Have no fear.
Sorry. Granny's outside.
Change the
Wanted some
radio.
tunes. I'll
Got
turn
the
it.
aux cord.
Granny was pressing buttons trying to find her station and hit the wrong button.
It is something we use in the Irons Clan to keep us entertained on a long trip. Nothing to worry about. Just to know. In the future, with you doing your research on these stones, if you begin to come under any sort of pressure, there is a certain place you need to go. Asher will take a coin out of his pocket. He will mumble a little bit of something to it, and he will put this silver coin on his desk, and you'll see there are little flits of almost what look like glowing copper in the actual markings on it. If you go a bit to the north, Margarine, you talk to a man named Remy at the sun up. You show him this coin. I'm very sure that the Irons family would be willing to make sure that nobody bothers you in the future. This seems like very important research. Just in case.
We're still in scene, but I think we took Connor out for a second.
Mm-mm. You did. I will keep this in mind, but in truth, I don't have many visitors, and I don't expect to.
Let us hope that is not the case in the future then. I look forward to, if we find another one of these stones, coming to find you. Maybe to share some research of my own.
I will keep this in mind.
Something I'm currently working on right at the moment is a new breed of automatons. Bit different from the current Mulligan bit. Maybe we can find a way for you to test it on something that is a bit human, a bit machine.
Interesting. I will keep that in mind.
Remy, it was a pleasure. Asher will reach out his prosthetic hand.
You as well, sir. He'll shake his hand, shake your hand as well.
I don't know if any of my other friends had any sort of questions, but that is all I have. I will let you get back to your work.
I'd be interested in seeing how it affects someone's key. Don't think I'll have the chance.
I am unsure of how it would affect an individual of monistic traditions. In fairness, it didn't appear to affect any of his other skills. It was simply a matter of his physical form.
I am best of luck.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else have anything they want to discuss with Terry? Got it. In that case, Terry will let you guys leave the building. He will show you the door. You are still inside of the town of Sion. Is there anything in particular you guys need to do here or wish to do here? It is night, bear in mind.
But any stores are open.
Yeah. Where are we headed after? What was the town we were in before?
Ghiran.
You were in Ghiran.
Ghiran. All right. Okay. No, that'll be fine.
I think that's where we're headed back towards.
Yeah.
So.
I'll say, and it's nighttime too, so I'm assuming the trains aren't running.
So at this point in time,
To the train schedule.
yeah, I'm looking at the train schedule.
It was a window where
Yeah,
operated.
I don't really think there will be any trains that are actively running right now. If you wanted to catch a train, you'd have to catch one later on. And also, in fairness, if you wanted to catch a train, it would mean probably going down to Villevel and then over to Ghiran, or up to Elbadil and then down to Ghiran to actually get back. So maybe a bit faster would mean some money though.
Asher's thinking not for them, but for Adam.
Oh, for Adam, I see.
Yeah, Asher promised he'd get Adam to a train.
Okay. No trains yet.
Okay.
And at this point, but there'll likely be one tomorrow.
He'll go up to Adam then. Alrighty. Look, at this point, you have the money. You can get the fuck out of here. The train won't leave until the morning, but you can either go with us to Ghiran. Go ahead and catch a train north from there, or really wherever it is that you wish to go, or you can wait here and catch one here in the morning.
To be honest, I don't really have much of a... I don't really care. Whichever way works for me. I don't have any business to do anywhere nearby, certainly not here. So, if you wanted to drag me along, you could.
Most likely, the safer bet is probably getting on the train at a smaller place. Gets a little bit less attention.
Yes, probably. I'll wait here. They're not going to stop me from crashing inside of the train station anyways. So, I'll catch a train.
Good luck to your friend.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
All right. And with a nod, we are going to head then due west to get on.
All right. You guys, as you guys were leaving, you will watch as Adam kind of like takes off his coat and starts kind of like piling it up into like a ball on one of the benches at the railroad station. He'll just kind of lay down. You guys begin making your way back west on your way over to Ghiran. Question more for the party, actually more for Jace than anything. How the hell does like someone keeping an eye out while you're moving work?
So there's a dome on the top. Glass, it's a glass dome. You can see 360 around the thing.
Mm-hmm.
When we're going through any sort of forest or anything like that, there are multiple lanterns, so the whole area around the cart can be lit up. They're normally like a low light. Rizzy is constantly keeping an eye out unless there's something specifically that she's asked to do. But other than that, there are multiple windows all the way down the cart where somebody can be keeping an eye out from literally any angle.
Got it. Okay. In that case, if anyone wants to keep an eye out on the few days of travel, let me know. You can roll perception checks.
Fizzy would do that.
Okay. You have, let's see. What did we settle on for the cart speed? 40, 50 miles per day?
I think it was 40 a day.
It was 40 miles per day? Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be 3 days.
Okay, also, Connor.
I'm gonna long rest.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on a long rest. I will do the oracle roll, but I will just do one for all the 3 days.
That's fine.
So let me just roll that first. It's a 14 for that day, for the oracle roll. And then I'll roll perception. 18 plus... I no longer have to roll at disadvantage during the day because I have glasses now, thanks to Asher.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily. Where's my perception? It's a plus 7. So 25 total for perception.
Okay. You technically got better than me. But I did roll a nat 20 plus 4.
That's fair.
So, yes, Jess? Okay. So, you guys are making your way along, effectively just kind of cutting through backwoods and onto the actual roads every time it becomes convenient to you. On your second day of travel, you'll be about, we'll call it 50 miles away from Sion. So you're like halfway there. Fizzy and Tana, you'll both kind of notice that up ahead, because it's starting to get late at this point, up ahead there does appear to be what it looks like a man who is just kind of like walking along the road by himself. He is coming in your direction. So it looks like he is heading along the road towards Elbadil, while you guys are heading towards Ghiran. The fellow looks to be some kind of a half-elf, fairly muscular, kind of athletic, wiry, kind of muscular. You will see him moving towards you, and in the general direction of you. You can attract the attention of everybody else if you'd like, but it is nighttime as you're walking. So he's just moving through the woods at night.
Is it common for people to be walking along the road at night like that?
Are you common? You're asking the wrong person. don't know.
We let the two outer worlders who have almost no experience be our watch.
I've been above ground for 2.5 weeks. I don't know what's common or not. I'm gonna be really honest.
Rizzy would probably be around if you wanted to ask her.
Rizzy! It's really... Hi. Do people normally walk around at night? Like outside?
No.
Okay. Can you go get Asher for me? Thank you.
Rizzy will move off to go and find you, Asher.
Pretty sure I have
Asher?
the mixture correct. Rizzy, what is it?
There is a man walking through the woods at night, and Fizzy has questions.
Both of these are troubling. Are they connected? Is it the same situation?
I am assuming so.
Thank you, Rizzy. I'll be there in one moment. Asher was in the process of making a couple other high explosive shells.
For the love of God, ask the person with an alchemy tool proficiency to help you.
You have said nothing to it about it at this point. I have the recipe here.
Yes.
Daras?
Yeah?
Do you mind checking the mixture to make sure I have it correct per the plans that I figured out?
Sure, just... Where... Never mind.
It is sitting on the table. Fizzy has questions, and there is a man walking in the dark at night. They seem to be a connected situation.
Take your gun.
Alright, it's always on me. Asher is gonna go up to meet Fizzy. Where is this gentleman? Donna. Hello.
It's me and Tana up there. I'll just point him out.
This was a problem
when you
putting
see someone alone like that, it's some sort of fairy who's gonna rip your head off.
I am assuming this is not a fae in this particular instance, but a human could do the same. Or someone of an elven persuasion. Asher's gonna put on his goggles and actually have one of the lights just turn just a little bit to kind of illuminate the area a little bit more.
As the light kind of focuses a little bit more near him, you will see that there is an eye shine that appears when you cast the light on towards him. It's kind of a purplish blue. Elves typically do have that, so it's not too shocking. He's likely of some kind of elvish persuasion.
Should we hail this individual?
If you want.
Fuck it, why not? Asher will open. I'm assuming we're up at the top because it's like a good 10 feet up. So
yep,
we got a pretty good view. Monsieur, are you in need of assistance?
Assistance, no, not necessarily, but a place to rest for the night would be nice.
I'm sure this could be done. You could come this way. We will help you find a place.
Do a common sense roll about letting strangers into your cart?
Nope. Asher's gonna shut the window. It looks like we have a visitor. And Asher's gonna go over to the back porch and wait for this guy to show up.
Okay. You will kind of wait by the door, and you will see that this tall fellow starts making his way over to the door at your request, and you can see this guy's pretty well built. He looks like maybe some kind of a laborer of some sort. But even if he is a laborer, he's in a very good condition. He's evidently a very strong individual. Works with his hands and arms in some way. Broad-shouldered, pin straight hair, and you can see now that he's gotten closer, he's got kind of bluish-colored eyes with these kind of like little streaks that run through them, for lack of a better term. He's got a leather bag with him. For an elf, it's not unnormal.
Okay.
Elves, due to their fae ancestry, can have weirder eye colors. It's not terribly shocking. Still a little odd, but not impossible.
Mhm.
You will also note that his ears are a little bit blunter than a normal elf and not as long. So he's probably a half elf.
And you said he has a bag on him?
He's got a leather bag kind of slung over his shoulder.
Okay. Asher's just gonna kind of, as the guy's coming to the door through one of the windows, Asher's just gonna kind of give him a once over.
Okay.
Just to check for like injuries, if he's got like anything that looks dirty, anything that might look like any sort of markings or anything like that on him beyond just the cursory instant glance.
You can go with perception or perception would be for like a physical look over. Sense motive is for a
insight.
Sense motive?
Insight.
Sense motive.
We have been playing this game for 4 years, Connor. 4 years.
And I played Pathfinder for a long time. Thank you very much.
We're getting
Was it
there,
as
don't
long?
worry.
Huh?
I also
Was it as long?
Cody, was it as long?
So that game, not quite as long as the first campaign because of ending early, but it was still about 1.5 years, maybe a bit longer.
and yet it still sticks with you.
Yeah, I remember how to play games.
I'll do it insight actually. I'd like to do it
Yeah.
insight.
Okay.
Asher is gonna have Rizzy continue to keep an eye out. Because especially with her being kind of one with the cart, she's very good at picking things up. And anyone up there, she'll just kind of mention that Asher's asking for people to keep a lookout outside for an ambush. I did roll for insight. I did do insight, an 18 plus 2 for a 20 total on insight.
I rolled like shit. I rolled a 6. I think plus. Hold on. Insight. 6 plus 7, so 13 total. Not great.
Okay. He looks like a private individual, Fizzy. That's about the best you'd be able to pick up on him. Asher, you'll note that he does show signs of... He does have, like, scarring on him of some sort. All of it looks to be bladed. Like, slashing injuries in some way, shape, or form. You will also note he has very thick, calloused hands.
Okay.
And a lot of scars on his hands and like wrists and arms and stuff like that. You will also note that on his bag there's actually what looks to be like a curved piece of metal with one sharpened edge, actually with 2 sharpened edges. And the closest thing you can think of is something like a bark stripper. It's a specialized tool for like a carpenter.
Yeah.
So he's probably a woodworker in some sorts, which means the scars could be from just a guy who worked in that position for a long time.
Okay. He's not really carrying like any sort of outward malice. He's not like casing the cart or anything like that.
Oh no, there is a certain amount of him kind of like keeping an eye on everybody around him now, because he is inside of a cart, a small cart.
He's on the porch. We haven't let him on the door yet. Yeah.
Okay. He's definitely kind of like looking you up and down as well. You can tell that.
Okay. But not in a malicious way, more of a cautious way.
Yep. He's
Okay.
doing what you're doing, basically.
Okay. Cool.
As one should.
Yes, exactly, Cody. As one should.
Yeah. A weird fucking cart shows up out of nowhere offering a place to stay. Yeah.
May potentially still misting, who knows?
I'll assume not. Yes, Jess?
We have to ask the important question.
Is he hot?
Is he hot?
He has a 10 charisma, so he is pretty average.
Alright. Continue.
Asher will, before opening the door, anyone who's out and about in the cart will notice that Rizzy is very much who's normally when it's just this crew, especially with everyone out, all the criminals locked in the extra room. She's been present, like walking around and interacting with people. She's gone. Not a sign that she exists at all. and a couple of the bookshelves now just look like walls. In addition, there is a new door, so it looks like a whole new room. Small, but a room has been created. Where Asher will then open the door. Monsieur, greetings. My name is Asher Irons, and your name?
I'm Hadrian Devereaux.
Hadrian Devereaux? Well met, my friend. You may come in. As a standard, if you have never traveled with any of the Irons family, allow me to let you know that this place is free for you to stay. The only things I ask are, please do not take anything that is not yours, and please, if you are, for any reason, wanting to have any sort of violence against anyone who is currently in the cart, please do so in an outside manner. Otherwise, we'll come on in.
I am not very sticky-fingered, and in truth, I don't think there's anyone here I would wish violence against.
That is good to hear. That is good to hear. Please, if you would like to have a seat, do you need anything to eat currently?
Water would be fine. Something to drink.
Well, I shall go get that for you. There's a fireplace. Please feel free to make yourself at home. This room over on the right side of the cart. This smaller one. That one is a room all for you. You may put your things in there if you so wish, or you may keep them on you. No worries either way.
All right. Who else would be in this section of the cart at the time?
I would have come down.
I just kind of assumed I was asleep at this point.
It's up to you. Really, it's. Oh yes. Jill, sorry.
It's okay. I don't have to remember my name or anything. It's not like we played this game for like 4 years.
Yeah, shut up.
To give Connor credit, we
Jess
both
is
are
sitting
J-
right next to you.
No, we're both J names, and we both have double letters at the end of what people call us.
Or a digit, it's 4 letters.
Yeah.
At this point, I think Rot would just be coming like to the like kitchen area, like midnight snack zone. Like. Hello?
Okay, you'd probably be popping by just about around the same time as Hadrian sitting down, and you'll see he makes a flick motion with his hand, and you watch as the fire in the fireplace kind of flares up a bit more.
You've been here the whole time, or is this just something I've missed?
I've just arrived. That's all.
Alright, that's good to know I'm not losing it completely. Rod does not care.
Okay.
Rod's like, cool, not gonna kill us? Sick.
How does his clothing look? Like,
Pretty mundane. If you were to describe it, you'd say probably commoner clothing, like decent trousers.
is it like ragged or?
Not ragged. Like it looks like it's been patched back up. Like he has probably done his best to sew it back together to keep it together.
What was this guy's name again?
Hadrian Devereaux.
Asher will get a very nice silver tankard. We'll have it filled with water magically, and he will bring that over. Bring it over to the fireplace. We'll set it down. And Asher, in view of Hadrian, will actually take a small drink from it as sort of it's not poisoned, and set it down in front of him.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome. May I ask, do you need any sort of mending done to any of your clothing, or are you all right with it the way that it is?
It's fine. I'm not terribly bothered with its state. It works.
It does its job.
Yes.
More than fine. So, Ghiran, if you do not mind, as a bit of a courtesy, I'm curious. What is your story? Where is it that you are going, my friend?
Oh, I'm a carpenter. I'm simply traveling from town to town. I'm just doing my job.
Do you have any pieces on you? Or is there anything that you are known for doing?
I have a few smaller pieces on my person. He'll start to kind of dig through the bag slightly. He will pull out, he'll kind of pull out and set aside like a kind of like, it looks like a club, really. That it is carved in some way, but it looks like just a regular old club.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to insight just to make sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not that I expect anything, but it's Tana. 10 plus 4, 14.
You would get the sense that there's probably more he is actually doing, but he is giving a relatively straightforward and truthful answer. Like, he is traveling for work, it's just there's probably a bit more that he is also doing at the same time.
There might be more stuff going on, or there might be further reason why he left where he was before.
A or B, really. It could be like maybe he left for a reason, maybe he has more reason to go, you don't know.
We are heading in the direction he was walking from, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, we're sending him back the way he came, essentially?
Well, assuming you keep traveling, I don't think he'd care because it's also a night off his feet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, after a little bit, I'm sure we would probably stop as to not set him too far away from where he's going. But the idea is also to move well enough away so that way anybody planning an ambush, we'd be well out of the range of where they had planned it. General precautions.
Yep.
So where is it that you are currently headed, Ghiran?
Oh, northward. I will be stopping in Elbadil for a bit, and then I'll be continuing my way north.
Is there anything in particular that you are currently working on? Anywhere you are looking to work?
Nowhere I'm looking to work in particular. Just, I had a job that fell through, and now I am continuing on past that point.
Would Asher know any craftsmen in Elbadil?
In Elbadil?
Things Asher's gone through the town.
Yeah.
A few times.
You may know a few off the top of your head, but none none personally.
Okay.
Like, you know of them.
Like one that Asher's looking to give this guy a recommendation and maybe throw his name in to maybe get this guy some work. Is there someone that has a good reputation that Asher would know who would take care of this guy?
Not really a carpenter per se.
Okay.
You know metalworkers, but you don't really know carpenters.
Okay.
And also, this guy seems pretty freelance. Like, he's just kind of he's going where work takes him.
Okay. What would be a name that Asher can drop? Someone just to talk to in Elbadil. Because I know
Mr.
Asher
Enda
would offer.
Mr. Enda would be probably one of the best ones for him to speak with.
Mr. Enda?
Is Enda.
Enda?
Yeah, he's a carpenter that you would be vaguely aware of. Maybe you could point him in that direction. So that could help.
Well, if you do not have any specific prospects, I know them, Mr. Ende. You could go ahead and drop the Iron's name with him, see if maybe that would get you somewhere in the door a bit quicker.
It's possible that could help, but I'm not terribly bothered. My work tends to speak for itself.
He'll pull out some well carved smaller pieces, and you can see that one of them does appear to be a female elven figure, kind of like a shoulders up kind of figure.
Bust.
What was that?
A bust.
A bust. Yeah, it's a bust. It's very well made, very well carved. The detail work is immaculate. And he'll bring out a few other things. One of which does appear to be carved out of some heavily knotted wood. And this one, it looks half completed, but it does also look pretty different from the rest of his work. The rest of his work is kind of elegant and pretty. This one it's almost gruesome, is the best way of describing it. It looks brutal, and there are twisting and writhing forms in it, and it's half completed, but even then, it looks more like a piece of horror art than it does like an elegant carving.
What is the inspiration behind this one?
Oh, just life. Just stuff.
Life can be a bit cruel.
I don't
Yes.
even need the insight.
Yes, you can roll an insight check.
I don't even need to.
Okay,
it's
fair enough.
like that. But it's nothing close to anything that Tom has seen before, correct?
No, not really.
So, not fey in nature or
No.
that.
This is quite good. I must admit, I'm rather impressed. Well, I
That's
am
very
not
kind of
an
you.
expert in woodworking. Mostly I deal with metals myself. I've worked with plenty of wood in my time. Know a few experts in the field. This is quite impressive.
Thank you. It's very kind of you. It's just work. That's all.
No passion in it for you at all.
There was passion. Sure, I think so. Just my mind's occupied on other things.
Do you ever feel like something's guiding you? Wherever you're traveling or what you create?
Can you repeat the very first part of that? Because I couldn't hear it through the accent.
Do you ever
Something's-
feel like something's guiding you wherever
Oh.
you're traveling or what you create?
No, not. There's no guidance. It just is. That's all.
Is Rot still present?
Rod's sort of been like leaning in a doorway, observing the whole time because Rod's not extremely social. Just kind of
Anu
watching.
wants to sleight of hand try to get Rot's attention to take a closer look at whatever the thing is, because Rot is smart and also knows strange creatures from history, so
Valid.
that is going to be an 8 plus 4, 12.
12 for insight?
Sleight of hand, like
Oh,
getting Rot's attention.
Oh, okay. I will say
Okay.
yes. You can manage that.
Rod will just kind of like very casually trying to look really casual, just kind of come over to the table and like look at the things, the little wood creatures. Specifically
okay.
the little knotted one, because that one looks interesting.
Yeah. So you can roll knowledge intelligence in this case.
Jill, I feel the need to ask, what does casual look like? Rod?
You don't want to know.
You mean history?
No, just flat intelligence.
Ah,
Fine. Okay. Which one is it?
I was imagining Terminator
Doesn't really
walk.
matter. I'd click that one since that's just, yeah.
Okay. Inch.
Hey! 20.
I got a brain.
So it's not. It doesn't resemble any creatures you have heard of off the top of your head. And also just by the way that it's been made, it almost looks more like kind of like a piece of artwork that's made in like flow of thought. So they are making it as they are thinking about it. But the general vibe you'll kind of get from it is that it's coming from a kind of a pretty dark place, to be honest. A lot of the imagery that you are seeing that is even being developed there, it's pretty gruesome. Or at least leaves a gruesome feeling to it.
Rod's kind of doing the, like, old person getting a look at something thing with, like, the hands on the thighs, and it's like, can't see the expression, but the mask is tilted. It looks at it, it's like, do you mind if I touch it?
Go ahead. You can do so.
How old's the wood? That's what I want to know.
Fairly recent.
Really recent?
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty scary. It's a little freaky. I don't hate it.
No, it's fair. I don't think it's ever supposed to be pleasant.
That doesn't mean it's unpleasant, it's just it's dark. Just gotta find the right person for it. It's not me, sorry.
No, that's fair. By the way, I noticed that you're wearing a wooden mask.
Am I? No, I am. I'm sorry.
If you wish, I can create one for you.
I've never thought about that. I've always had this one. If you've got the time to take a look at something new.
I think I can do that.
Great. I don't know how to talk to people, so this is sort of an...
I just imagine Asha and Tana watching this go down and not helping.
Those little tappies on the
Oh, I'm there too. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, Fizzy is there. Fizzy 100% has been there the entire time.
This is a mass betrayal of my trust, Fizzy.
You have to learn sometime.
I'll forget this.
Fizzy's just very she's just taking all this in currently. But yeah, Fizzy's been there the whole time.
I love the idea of Fizzy watching you flounder. Out of everyone there to watch.
Hold on. I don't know if she realizes that's what's happening.
Maybe that was my plan all along.
She doesn't realize what's happening. I rolled really low.
Fizzy would help if Fizzy knew.
I rolled an intelligence check, and the number was like a 2.
Baby numbers.
Even a wisdom is a 7.
Yikes.
Yeah. So yeah, she's just soaking it all in.
It's fine. You don't really have to know how to finish a conversation. I'm not terribly social myself, but it's okay.
Yep. And Rod's gonna start doing finger guns and is gonna just back out of the room, back towards Rod's.
The only kind of gun that they like.
It's been good talk. Wait, hold on. Rod's gonna run back to the kitchen, grab a drink, and run back upstairs. Gotta go.
You do need a bit of everything to get through life.
Yes, maybe. Perhaps. Suppose I have not thought of that. Perhaps.
Do you ever get cold on your travels?
I wouldn't see why I wouldn't. I try not to travel during colder seasons. I don't see why I couldn't get cold.
You stop here, I'll have something for you.
That's kind of you. Thank you for the drink, Mr. Irons. I'll be resting now. Thank you.
Of course.
He'll get up and he'll make his way over to his room.
Okay. Did he ever pull out any woodworking tools?
There were woodworking tools in his bag.
Okay. Did it look like there were any ones that he was missing?
No, I would say that he keeps a full kit.
Okay.
Like, there are definitely some where the handles have clearly been replaced, but...
Yeah. The tools themselves look to be in good shape.
Yeah, he still has the tools.
Okay. Got it.
Autumn will, like, quickly put together a cloak for him that is kind of water resistant. Not like full traveler's clothes, but just a cloak.
A travel cloak. Yeah, that's fair.
Did the man look like he needed a belt?
No.
Okay.
He fills his clothes well. They are tight-fitting on him.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way most clothes tend to be tight-fitting on muscular individuals.
Usually, yeah.
Jill. Anything else you guys wish to do?
Other than build the HE shells tonight? Nope.
You can make your rolls.
How many am I rolling?
It's up to you, dude. The more you push, the higher your DC gets.
Mm-hmm. We'll just do one for now.
This is them measuring it after Asher. Like, seeing Asher measure and go, that's not...
You are acting as the advantage for Asher. You are measuring twice.
Okay.
Measure with your heart, not your eyes. That's how things should be.
If I always measured with my heart, my coffee would be like half a cup of sugar.
Yeah, same. Mine is half a cup of sugar.
Y'all put sugar in your coffee?
You shut your poor mouth. You're weird.
Connor, you say that like that's an issue. Because that's how I take my coffee. With half a cup of sugar. Yeah, half a cup of sugar.
Coffee.
Black coffee's disgusting.
I don't like coffee either, but I know I need it because it has caffeine.
Black coffee's gross, and people who like black coffee.
What am I rolling for this?
It'll be
Tinkerstools?
Yep, it's advantage.
Cool. So, with that being the case,
I'm so sorry.
You're good. That is a 17 on the die plus 8 for 25.
Damn.
25. You think you managed to make one pretty well. You have a shell.
Cool. I'll make another one.
Actually, the Irons family saying is no half measures.
Yep.
The night will come and go, and you guys will all wake up. Jace, you said the cart was going to at least slow or stop?
The cart is going to stop.
Okay. So
yeah, I don't want to set him too far off of his current path.
That's fair. Yeah, you were just making sure you didn't get ambushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. That's fair. You guys will, all of you, so Kaz, Granny, you guys will eventually make your way out of your rooms, and you will see that there is another individual who has arrived at the cart. You now see what appears to be a half-elf man. He is kind of quietly keeping himself off to the side, but he has shown up here sometime during the night.
Just kind of makes eye contact with Kaz, like, this, do you see this guy? Am I seeing this?
Honestly, I don't get shocked anymore. There's too many people in this cart.
Did we add someone to the party?
Honestly,
I was asleep.
It is better that way that you do not get shocked. My apologies. One thing I forgot to mention about the cart itself, a bit of a thing with the Ars family. If there is someone in need of shelter, if we have the room available, we will offer shelter to those of a good repute. So there will occasionally be people staying a night or two from time to time.
We've been mugged once since I've joined the cart.
That was my next question.
He did not last long, to be fair.
Does Rot Ra wakes up early. They're not like Ro.
Rot wakes up before the sun.
I remembered.
Right before the sun.
Ra, you'll show up and you'll come downstairs and come into the main area, and you see Adrian is present, and he has a finished mask he's holding in his hand.
So fast.
I was just working with my hands, and I think I made something that matched. Here you are.
Thank you. My next question: did you sleep?
Yes, I slept.
I'm gonna choose to believe you on that.
Okay.
Because
Rod, he will hand you the mask, and you will see that it appears to be made of a wood that had darker rings that kind of like intersposed lighter rings, and it looks like it was cut so that the actual grain itself would kind of flow down with the mask itself. But you're looking at what looks to be a masculine face with sharp cheekbones, kind of a carved mouth, hollow eyes so that you can look through them. But near the temple right here, you can see a spot where it looks like almost like someone dropped a stone into water, and you can see a ripple that comes up from the temple, the head, and then flows down alongside the mask, like a stone was dropped into water and then froze in time.
this is incredible. How did you do that? This looks like it's like a water.
I worked with my hands a long time. That's all.
There is something about you that I really am just. Don't take offense to this, please. I'm extremely suspicious of you, but not in like I think you're evil way, and more of like I think there's something that you don't know about yourself sort of way. And I don't know about it either, so it's just sort of there's this air of mystery there. It's a great mask.
Thank you.
Great job. Rat's gonna hold it because Rat can't change the mask right now. Not in front of people.
Just slip into the bathroom and swap them.
Oh, and also, for reference, where your mask was kind of like the front face, this one kind of goes back a little bit more. So it's almost like a half skull cap is the best way of describing it.
Okay.
And
yeah, Rat'll go run to a private little room and change it and come back up. And then not say anything. Just kind of gaslight everyone into thinking it's been the same mask the whole time. No, I didn't change masks. Always look like
Roth
You
doesn't
run
know the
out the
deception
room.
for that. And Tana will give the guy a cloak. Of course, it's not a plain cloak because nothing she creates is plain.
Yeah,
But
it is a cloak.
she'd do a bit more muted. It would be kind of brownish in the middle on the front and back with a dark green going into slightly lighter green along the sides, and then white around the shoulders and neckline. Kind of like an evergreen tree with a bit of snow on it.
Okay. Thank you. That's it's very kind of you.
You should always help a traveler.
Yes, I suppose you never know when they could return the favor. Thank you.
Also a face superstition thing.
Mom told me stories about stuff like that.
Some of them are true.
Sure they are, but not all of them. Just don't really want to play the game of trying to figure out which one's true. Thank you. I'm going to get going. I've got more travel ahead of me.
Asher will give him a couple rations as he leaves.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. Goodbye, Mr. Asher. I don't believe I ever got your name or yours. Thank you all.
As he's leaving, Ron will go, "You call me Rot! Like Rot and not Ron, like Rot."
Thank you, Ron. He'll walk out of the cart. He'll start making his way back onto the road to Elbadil.
All the face superstition. Never owe someone a favor.
It's been a
Well,
really
they-
weird morning. This has been weird.
Is there more coffee?
There is always more coffee. Rizzy, you may come down now.
Rizzy will swiftly make their way from their hiding place.
To himself, I
What?
couldn't get a read on him. Weird.
Something dark
What?
in his past, it would seem.
There was certainly something odd about him because he handed me this beautiful piece of artwork that I'm wearing on my face currently, and I said, "How did you do that? It looks incredible." And he said, "I just work with my hands." That's odd, and I'm me. I know odd. It's weird. I was too thankful for the mask to say anything. So,
Have you already switched back to the other one?
Rod is going to go switch back to their other mask, and when they come out, they look. I can't say they look anything because it's a fucking mask. But I was gonna pull it up and go, like I just said, this is art. A man stabbed me in the face with a spear the other day. This could be this. I don't want to hurt this.
I could always quickly, I could easily repair this if it ever gets damaged.
That's also fair. Maybe I'll just switch him out. I've never had options before.
You could start a collection where whatever one is feeling of the mood.
Different feeling today. Maybe tomorrow I'll be Stone Droopy Mask Man. I don't know.
Maybe wear one for battle that has a spooky face on it.
Wear one on both sides of my head so that when I turn, people think I got two faces.
You wear one on all sides of the face. You have one on all the various sides. Nobody knows where to shoot you in the
That's
head.
confusing. That confuses everyone.
I've not had enough coffee to listen to you two have this conversation.
There is more coffee in the kitchen.
It's already fair. No, I get it.
Rot's endgame item is just going to be like an actual helmet that just has 8 heads, like 8 faces.
It's the mask of many faces, but not the mask of many faces.
Yeah, it is a mask of many faces.
Just-
It has a spinny bit, and Rock can just spin it, and it just catches on one. That's your mood.
Some version of this is the cop from the Lego movie.
Yep. Yep.
Do you know how unsettling it is when people have facial features that are just slightly off? Usually how you tell someone's impersonating a person.
Mm-hmm.
Rot's going to intentionally get a mask with eyes that are just a bit too wide and a mouth that's just a bit too long. It goes down a little bit too far.
Rod's just gonna uncanny valley people. It's
Yeah,
all-
exactly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
And Rot will put the fancy mask on their pillow so that it's nice and cushioned and comfortable.
Yes, now we need another one for Frog.
Frog is next to it. Thank you very much. Frog has her own pillow. I'm keeping the trend here of having companions that have their own little beds.
No, but
mean-
another tiny mask.
I just realized he didn't know that you had Frog. Because then he would have actually carved a mask for Frog. But see, here's the thing. My brain went to a very different direction. My brain went to him intentionally carving like the handsome Squidward mask for Frog.
This is my familiar handsome Squidward. You know him.
You know him.
Anything else you guys wish to do, or just continue traveling to Ghiran?
How many days have we been away from Ghiran?
It would be we're getting to 6. It would be 6 days once you get back.
Maybe the paperwork will go through and we can talk to your uncle.
Maybe.
Let's see. We left on the 15th and arrived on the 19th.
And you will be getting back
And
7 days, actually, due to the also small interrupts you guys have had in time.
So I guess you could say
It's
banned.
1 week. God damn it!
Thank you, Jill.
Come on.
So yeah. Anything else you guys want to do on the road?
Can I have a nice chat with Darius?
Sure.
That's a dangerous statement. I've got
No,
to
it's just she's just making conversation. It's like when they're both like, I don't know, in the common area, and she sits down.
I will say this: you do have trouble catching Darius in the common area. She spends a lot of time in her room/office.
Yeah,
So-
she'll stop by the room then because she just wants to like get to know the people she's been traveling with.
Fair enough.
And
Don't
she
be a
like
stranger.
be a stranger. She like starts to offer you a cigar and like looks at your throat and goes, "No."
Never mind.
Yeah, that's good observation. Because you're in her room, you can actually see one entire wall. Looks like it doesn't fit in the room, so it looks like she's definitely changed it. It is literally just a giant board that you can see her writing on constantly.
A whiteboard or a chalkboard, it would be.
Whatever time period. Connor, is there whiteboards at
think
this point,
whiteboards-
or is it just chalkboards?
Whiteboards, no. Chalkboards, yes.
It's a
Yeah.
giant chalkboard, and you see she has different colored chalk.
She's just kind of like hanging by the like doorway, I guess. Like, it's an impressive. Whatever you're doing over here.
She's gonna turn around. Yeah. And she's just gonna very cautiously, when she sees you, she's gonna close the door some so you can't see half of the room.
All right, I respect privacy. And just wanted to say hello.
Hi. Yeah, Connor. Essentially. There are
Little bit.
pictures stuck to it.
Yeah.
various spots. I see you found my case wall. You'll see a little section carved out, by the way, that just says, "Fizzy, give me notes." Because someone here still hasn't given me the notes. Michelle. How am I supposed to find your sister/brother/sibling? 'Cause I don't remember what it was.
I have to I have to figure stuff out first.
Fair enough.
I messaged you, but it's fine.
No, she's just Granny's just So I'm trying to decide how to like start this without being awkward. 'Cause Granny's not on.
Okay.
Most of the just you were mighty brave back in the fortress going off on your own, especially for someone with a wedding ring around their neck.
I've done that for a while. It's what I tended to do when I worked before.
Do you have someone or had?
Hey, Becca?
Yeah.
Roll persuasion!
Oh, persuasion.
Because you're hitting on something that she'll talk about, but what she'll say depends on what you roll.
That's a 12 on the die. That's plus 4, 16.
I do. They are
Speak with people.
they are still alive. Because I can tell by your statement that you're concerned that they're dead. And at that point, the door that she had kind of closed, when she realizes this is not going to be a conversation about work, pushes it open the rest of the way, and you can see the other half of the room looks like probably a bedroom that she's copied. Under the window is a cradle, and beside it is a bookshelf that the entire bookshelf is stocked, and like on the lower shelves have books shoved into different places. Like they ran out of room, but the top shelf only has 8 books and plenty of room beside it. So it was a very intentional choice. I do.
The child.
Yes. I'm gonna be a little honest with you. I'm trying to figure out what you want right now.
Oh, I'm just trying to get to know some of my teammates, and I had noticed the wedding ring before, and
Yeah.
oh, it
So-
just seemed interesting to be adventuring when you have someone, you know, not with you
Well,
on the adventure.
when your spouse goes missing and you're a detective and don't trust guards to find them, you kind of have to hit the road again.
And first off, I'm so sorry. Second, did they both go missing?
Yeah.
Oh,
My little girl and my partner both disappeared at the same time.
yeah. I'm so sorry. Do you have any lead? Sorry.
She just looks at you and goes, Roy's house was my lead.
Ah,
And that's where the cult trail went fully cold. I don't have much else to work off right now. And she'll tap the board, and above it says Celebrant, Bariet, and Ariana Bariet.
well, if they're out there, there's clues out there. Sure, you know that though.
Yeah. I don't think they left Ekes, but, you know, they went from an island to the mainland from what I could find, which means people have had to see them.
An island.
Yeah, I'm from Niza.
Ah, yes. I see it on the map.
Yeah.
I
Correction.
obviously know where it is. I'm from the case.
Yeah. Correction. I'm not from them, but that's where our home is.
I understand.
But yes, they've 7 months, 4 days, 6 hours.
And that's about how long you've been on the surface, too. A little bit less.
No, I've been on the surface.
Or
much
not
longer.
surface, with Asher.
Yeah, I ran into Asher shortly after hitting the mainland. And I needed travel. And, well, Diane's family takes in everyone.
That's mighty kind of the family.
Because
Mighty
they're
dangerous.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
If you
You
choose
don't
to stay,
say.
if you choose to stay with the Irons for a long amount of time, you have to be okay with explosions and a lot of guns. So many guns.
I'm familiar with both. Don't know if I want to be around explosions that much, but
Well, you'll have to get used to it because I think Ash is working on another one.
oh god, that he's gonna blow off his other arm.
Hopefully not. It's gonna be a little unfortunate if he doesn't have either. Make it hard to work.
Yeah.
Then again, knowing him, he would just make himself a cooler second arm.
I suppose that's also true.
What about you? You've got an established little home.
Yes, it's nice and cozy, isn't it? I'm proud of it. Decorated it myself.
And yet you've picked up a gun and taken to the road.
Oh, I've always had the guy. You've seen the animals around here.
Yeah, they're not like that in the Underdark. Not
I
gonna
would have
lie.
thought they were worse.
I mean, depending on where you are. But when you're in a city, the guards do a pretty good job of keeping them away. Here, you take 2 steps outside of your house, and there's always a chance you can run into a fucking goat that can eat your arm.
Hence why I'm pretty much always armed, or know how to use it.
Sorry. Bill, you say it would be odd for someone with a happy home life to live, and yet you have one.
Oh, I just thought I've been sitting at home for however many decades, and I decided it was time for me to make an impact, I guess.
Way to spend your golden years.
How else am I gonna spend them? Getting old and frail, rocking on a chair, playing poker with the priest.
I don't.
Have
Priest
you
be
read
playing poker?
what?
Should the priest be playing poker? I thought gambling was like frowned on.
It's low stakes. It's the adults in the community getting together. But have you ever seen a priestess of Althea play a hold'em game? They can't lie worth a damn. It's so easy to win against her. Bless her heart.
It feels morally wrong to take money from a priest.
As I said, low stakes. More often than not, it's pennies or drinks or little trinkets.
I just wanted to say, you can tell we're in a fantasy world, because in the real world, priests are really good liars.
Yeah. Well, specifically priest of Althea, which is the goddess of honesty. They're trained not to lie, then you have to make them bluff. Also, this specific one.
That's fair. That leads to the question: what's keeping you on the cart? You know my reason.
Well, if I want to, it's really a myriad of little reasons, I guess. Practical and emotional. I met up with Fizzy and Rot, and I want to see them succeed. And you lot all seem pretty adventurous, and I figured if I stick with you, I can find ways to help. And it seems the most yeah.
This is asking Connor something real quick. Would I know who the goddess that she said a second ago is?
You've heard her refer to Althea before.
I'm saying, would I know what she's the goddess of?
It's a pretty well accepted deity. Althea is the deity of.
It's the Sarenrae.
It's the Sarenrae counterpart, but I need to think of the exact words. Hold on.
Because depending if she knows enough about Althea will change what she's about to say.
Althea is the deity of light and redemption.
Sounds like someone who's trying to make an 11th hour halfway.
Would sound like that, wouldn't it?
I won't stop your redemption, but I live by my own code, and sometimes that doesn't follow the good guys.
Oh, I'm not in the business of trying to win people over to my side.
Cat!
Oh, they're back again.
Yep.
I'm trying to do the best by myself, I guess. And sticking with you guys might be the most logical way to achieve this. Travel fast in a cart, it's pretty safe. Y'all have all these different goals.
Well, Just, don't croak on us. I don't really know how long humans live.
All right. Well, I'm 68.
And I'm 137.
I got another
You're gonna have to approximate some because I'm still considered young.
On average, I got another 20 years in me.
Right.
Maybe a little less, because the wild of youth catches up to you.
Yeah, you seemed really excited when you saw me snort that.
That was crazy. You do that all the time?
Well, you can take the oil out, but it gets faster into your body if you snort it. Asher doesn't get the snorting part very well, because they are technically his, but...
She nods like she fully understands the nasal root is the fastest way.
That's definitely why Granny is really excited about sorting substances. That's totally why. She just loves medicine so much.
It's like,
Oh my god, Missy.
No, it's Anne.
This one's Anne. Yeah.
Anne Banan.
But I'm assuming... And she's gonna carefully choose her next words. You're of course welcome on the cart for as long as you want. But be prepared to not always be in that case.
Oh, that's fine. Traveling will be exciting.
So you're here to help us, right? That's what you said?
Pretty much.
Then before you leave, and she's gonna reach into her desk, and you're gonna see her shuffle through some papers. She's gonna go, not that, not that, not that.
Quest.
Before you go, I have something that might be of interest to you.
delivery request. It's the first level thing you do.
She'll pull out what looks to be a photo and hand it to you. It's another drow, kind of a drawn word. I'm trying to
Word. You can't just look at me and go word.
I'm looking at you more to think androgynous.
Thank
you. I can't say it today. Kind of an I can't say it. Regardless, short white hair, this pink highlights throughout it, and these really vibrant red eyes. They're a little bit darker than Dara skin tone wise, but instead of the purple undertones like she has, it's blue. And you can kind of see in the picture the very tops of what looks to be like a dark, almost black bodice that they're wearing. This is Sullivan. If you see them, let me know.
Will. I'll keep an eye. Do you want this back? She's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Reference,
she like,
they're significantly shorter, like, and she's gonna make a motion. Around 5'8".
Oh, she's. I like it.
And then she'll go back to her board. Very much clearly, that's where she's done with this conversation.
You're just missing.
Right on. Yeah, Jenny will leave her alone.
All right. You guys continue along, making your way eventually back to the city of Ghiran. It is the 22nd of spring. Your cart is now rolling into town, and we're going to take a quick break.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
You guys have a ride back in the city of Ghiran. You see that the city itself looks to be nice and peaceful, as always. It appears that a train has recently rolled into the station, as some folks are loading up to make their way over to one of the nearby towns or cities. You all do realize that you have a kind of a pressing delivery to make, and that delivery is a bunch of bandits. So
Where are we letting the farmer and his wife out?
So that's up to you. I would say the best place to drop them off would probably be back over at the Bastion, because then they can be like, hey, look, these guys fucking abducted us and cut off my fingers.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And also, if there's any missing posters, they can deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. Did we ever ask the farmer, like, what they were doing with him, why they were torturing him?
You did not.
Interrogate him before we let him
Could
out.
I have
Bar the door.
could I or someone have done that on the way down?
Yeah, and honestly, this is a pretty quick answer. It was to get you guys to charge in. He was a trap.
That's
They have
fucking
no
wild.
idea why. He doesn't know anything more than we do.
No, but he was a trap. He was the bait to the trap, and the trap was that room.
That was a very bad trap.
Weird.
I thought
Oddly
traps were supposed to be
specific.
good.
No.
Mean.
That trap specifically resulted in the death of one of them, with a
Yes.
dart through the neck and a rapier to the throat.
Yes.
Asher, as they're dropping him off, Asher is going to hand the farmer a gauntlet, sort of like a half glove with two very simple, made out of metal. Says Asher has a fuckload of scrap now. Prosthetic fingers.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
You are quite welcome. Getting those regenerated by magical means is often a very expensive process, and doesn't always work out the way that it is supposed to. Figured at the very least you would benefit from having all of your fingers back.
Think I will. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Well, you'll be dropping him off at the Bastion, so you guys are gonna pop in to get your reward.
It's kind of like dropping him off and then stepping out right after with like a line of people.
Yeah, actually, Asher, I will say in this context, you know that with the number of bandits you have in there, it's best to leave the door closed and have the guards come out with you.
That is the plan. Trying to figure out who the fuck it is that we're talking to this
We have
time.
to talk to the captain, dude, don't we?
No.
Oh, thank God, because he
the-
hates us.
It wasn't it Colonel Francois?
It is.
Hmm?
He seems pretty chipper.
Oh.
Could you repeat that? Your camera decided that it was going to not give me the
Discord.
information that I needed.
What? Oh,
You-
it was.
Discord froze for like half the people for like a split second.
Oh, Lo Ciento. It's Colonel Francois,
Colonel Francois.
and he works behind the desk, and he's probably one of the nicest folks to deal with.
Colonel Francois. Bonjour, mon ami.
You could tell I intentionally said that because I got Michelle laughing like crazy.
It was the whitest way you could have said it.
Lo Ciento, my man. So sorry. My bad.
Lo Ciento, dude.
Lo Ciento.
Why did you say it like a sim, though?
There are
I
listen.
don't know.
There are like two other white dudes that I see on a regular basis for work that do the same things. I'm just like, yeah.
No, okay. Listen, Spanish spoken with a like valley or surfer accent sounds like fucking Simlish.
It sounds fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Lo Ciento.
Sorry.
Like seriously, do your best Bill and or Ted impression and try to speak Spanish, and it will always sound fucking absurd. You guys make your way into the Seravan Bastion, and inside you will see the familiar face of Colonel Francois. He is very clearly just doing some paperwork right now, but it doesn't appear to be anything particularly difficult, as it almost seems like he's just kind of taking his time with it because it's a slow day. You see that his hair is still nice and well trimmed, flicked back slightly. And he will look up at you guys and go, "Ah, hello. It's very nice to see you all again."
It is great to see you as well, Francois. Do you have a few colleagues around?
Yes, I am sure that I can find a few privates or sergeants to assist. Why?
We have quite a delivery for you, my friend.
Oh,
If
boy.
you would come,
All right.
if you would come out for a moment.
We also have the couple they kidnapped.
Okay. Sergeant, please get them to a room so we can speak with them and inspect them for any injuries.
He's missing 2 fingers.
It's going to be very easy for an inspection, so please.
He already has one of my prosthetics. He will be fine in the end.
Well, that is fine, but
I gave him
still.
a good look. I gave him a good once over, and I'm really good at medicine, so the fingers are the only really bad thing.
That's good. But the truth of the matter is, injuries are taken into consideration for punishment. So,
They were removed with shears. I can give you the shears if you would like.
oh,
You took that?
Of course I did. It's
Well.
good for scrap.
well, what is the count? How many bandits do you have?
Oh god.
How many
else.
did we have?
I've written down.
Oh, thank
I
God.
was never good at counting above 10.
Would the person with keen mind remember?
Yeah, with the person with keen.
I mean, we wouldn't need to remember. We can see, take like a peek into the room and know how many bandits there are.
Yeah, but this
Maybe
is
not
funny.
Fizzy,
This is funnier though.
This is
but
funny.
Funny,
everybody
it's
else.
annoying.
Definitely not fizzy. Definitely not fizzy.
No.
Fizzy would be like,
it
this
is-
many.
This many. You know that altogether you collected 21 bandits and you let one go. That one was Mr. Adam.
So
We
there are
didn't let
20.
anyone go.
We don't tell him that though.
No, I know. I'm just. This is for your
And
information.
5
21
corpses.
are dead.
There were
Only
5
4.
dead.
No.
So there are 16 of them that are currently alive.
I counted.
And there are
No.
4 dead ones.
No.
The one
No.
was Adam.
The 22 bandits, right?
Yeah,
No.
there are 21 bandits. 22 if you count Adam, but Adam's not here.
So 17 alive, 4 dead.
Okay.
Bingo.
You said there are 21, but you let one go, so I said, okay, so there are 20.
Same
Yeah.
brain.
Miscommunication.
There are 21 in
Alright.
total. 17 of them are still breathing. 4 of them have unfortunately left this world.
Well-
Unfortunately.
It is unfortunate. They do not wish to just randomly kill people.
They were trying to kill us.
They were trying to kill us.
The objective of the law is to rehabilitate criminals, not execute them. Unless,
You-
of course, we have no choice.
It was self-defense. It was self-defense.
Someone stabbed me in the face with a spear. What am I supposed to do in that situation?
You see Deus go to speak and then bite her tongue.
See, in that situation, if you killed him, it would be considered self-defense. So, I would not be too stressed about that situation.
Well, there was one who was the unfortunate recipient of a science experiment. He gave his life to science. He will be remembered.
Unfortunate. But, like I said, ordinarily, we like to see them alive. That is why we pay you more for the more that are brought in alive.
As we're
Well, we're
entering,
not
Asher
one
points
alive.
to the room. Well, there is a lot of them alive. This will be a parade.
Yes. And as several privates and a few sergeants start bringing out the bandits, you will see that Colonel Francois will stop. He'll hold up a finger, and he'll wait for 3 specific bandits to come to be held up. And you see that it is the druid, the cleric, and there should be one other individual. Hold on. The druid, the cleric, and who's the last one?
Magic users that they have to keep from being able to break out using their magic.
No.
So that had wanted posters?
They had wanted
Yeah.
posters.
Yeah.
Oh.
You see that they stop, and the druid, the cleric, and Kaz the bandit that was using a bludgeoning weapon in that trap room. They are all stopped, and Colonel Francois goes, "We have active warrants for them. Set them aside."
Right.
That's extra money.
Extra
I'm
money,
guessing.
yes.
Cool.
And look at that,
I don't
they're
know.
all they left.
That was
Yes.
Michelle thing, not Fizzy.
Yes, it is.
You're lucky I kept them alive.
Well,
Actually, I was going to wish
in-
her thank you, Cass, for keeping these ones alive.
Yes, they are lucky, and so are you. That is why we pay you more for doing this. We wish to keep them alive, even if in some cases they may not stay alive much longer. But at the same time, by incentivizing you, you keep them alive, we get them, and then they face the trials and punishment.
Gonna apologize. I have to do a second one of these from what he just. Yeah, she fails this one, and goes, "Oh yeah, because your rehab system must work so well if you have to kill them afterwards, anyways."
It's not killing them afterwards after rehabilitation. There are some who face trial and then can no longer be considered part of society because their crimes are so violent. You misconstrued what I said. Rehabilitation is for individuals who can change. But if we have our hands on a man who has killed 15 people, not exactly going to try to teach them the error in their ways.
How many people in this country end up going back to jail after their first arrest?
I don't know the number. I'm sure some. But in truth, most of our prisons we attempt to re-educate. It's not a matter of simply sticking them in a cell. That's barbaric. They're all save that for the dwarves. So.
Everyone just likes that.
Don't forget. These are two continents that were still very racist towards each other. You're gonna hear shit like that.
But it was really funny to watch you like shrink as we all were like, ugh.
I don't like saying shit like that, but I have to play a character who's a little racist.
Yep.
I mean, still,
in game going.
still a bit better than the enmity between kobolds and gnomes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But by my count, that is 17 alive, 4 deceased. I can get your funds all prepared if you would like to wait for a bit.
That would be perfectly okay. May I also ask if we could have the bodies, please?
What?
They have currently been promised to the Academy for scientific purposes. Seeing as they're simply dead people, we can deliver them.
And depending on the laws in your country, because I'm not 100% sure on this one, most people don't like to experiment on people that weren't bad people. How else are they supposed to learn human anatomy if they can't cut them open?
You're not wrong.
There is a current program going on at the Academy. We are simply making sure that scientific progress can be made so that way...
Roll deception.
Can I please?
Yes, you may.
I was like, do they get advantage for me saying that? Or do I?
Be gone, bot!
I'm also gonna baffle with bullshit.
I know.
Yep. What am I rolling on it? Deception or persuasion?
It's deception. You're straight up lying.
Deception. All right. That is gonna be. It's going to be a 17.
Did you do that with advantage, or am I rolling?
That is with advantage.
With advantage.
Mm.
We'll likely have to look into the way that our laws are written. And if things change, then we will put out an announcement and a notice on the whole situation. But I suppose you're right. There is only one way to learn anatomy, and that's unfortunately with a corpse. So, yes, you may bring them to the academy, and you may go through with whatever deal you have.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Also, of course, this will not be public knowledge at any rate. You will not have to worry about this.
Public knowledge on things like this is not my worry. It's more so that it falls into a legal gray area, and I'm not sure how that will reflect. But I'm sure that we will have laws written eventually. We will see.
Well, you do not have to worry. Clearly, we are very honest people. We would much rather bring these people in alive.
Yes. So, wait here for a moment. I will provide your payment.
I cannot believe that
and
fucking worked.
Colonel Francois will step away for a bit.
When he steps away, Jessica, what the fuck are you doing with those bodies?
I'm going to give them to the academy. See if I can maybe
Don't
get
look
something in
like me.
return. No, honestly, this is all I'm looking to do with it. I don't have any reason to have a living or dead human body. I only work on things
Granny just
mechanical.
Granny?
No, I was just saying, like, Granny's just been this whole time with the body talk has just had this most confused, bewildered expression on her face. like what?
Excuse me for thinking you want bodies when you're trying to get souls.
So sorry, it is a different thing. There's no soul left in this body. It is dead multiple days.
You can inside hit if you really want.
Could, but I might as well.
Go for it.
17.
Actually being 100% honest, he has no use for a human body. He's just trying to get something from the academy. And is going to use these bodies as a bartering tool.
You guys have this quick conversation while Colonel Francois steps away. And eventually, Colonel Francois Abel will come back inside, and you see he will be holding a small wooden chest, about yay big. And he will take it, and he will... Okay. Here you are. Here is your payment. We calculated the pay according to the individual, the warrants that were out for the arrest, and some bonus money was provided for the individuals with active warrants. All together, and you can count this if you would like, that is 848 gold.
Question, because this is actually something. Can Rot look at something and be able to speed count it with keen mind?
I don't think that's part of the actual phrasing on it.
I'm more asking because of the combination of keen mind and how Rot is. Could Rot do that?
I would say between Rot and their abilities and Kaz and the general roguish ability to estimate the amount of money in a container. Seriously, you should put Kaz in a bean counting competition in like the jar. Yeah, they'd probably win. Between the two of them, you get a pretty good estimate.
I like the idea of like Rock gets one estimate, Kaz gets one estimate, take the median between the two estimates.
You get an accurate one. But yeah, between the two people in your party who would be able to do that, so Kaz and Rot, yeah, you'll be fine.
Do you have any active bounties that are like nearby?
You're referring to wanted criminals, not simply bandits.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have a few I could dig up. As for nearby, that I do not know.
Fair enough. If you could give us a copy, just so that way, while we're on the road, we can keep an eye out, just in case.
I can give you a copy of a few that we have on our person. There are not any high-value targets that have come to our attention, so nothing to worry about there. But we have a few things, criminals, individuals who have been arrested for robbery, wanted for petty crimes, assault, battery, stuff like that. Maybe a murder. But a majority of the individuals that we have active warrants out for
It's actually not that bad. Minor crime.
Not worth it then.
Not necessarily. In fairness, you would likely see more money from bandits than you would from the individuals who have active bounties. We only occasionally put out large ones. Those are very dangerous individuals. It is fair to ask, but we are fairly safe.
Can I insight check that statement?
We are very safe here. There is no warrant boxing today.
Yeah, you can insight check it.
Asher's gonna insight that one too.
I want to also roll a number.
Well, I get a +1 going
Plus
forward.
one going
Yay!
forward.
Insight, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't have a bad insight, man. Well,
Dead.
better than mine.
Asher rolled a 10 plus 2 for 12. We're stacking them up at this point.
We did great, guys. Good job.
So, I mean, he's not lying, per se. He's probably not entirely telling the truth, but the truth of the matter is that, yeah, it is fairly safe. Like, there are no active crime sprees he seems worried about. Yeah, you don't notice any true dishonesty, just more so like, if there is an issue, he's glancing over it.
I would roll insight, but it's probably still, even at its most dangerous, safer than in the Feywild. So, I don't think there's a point.
Sorry, Jill just reminded me of something really important that we forgot. Do you have any missing persons cases from about 50 years ago?
Just for no reason.
For no reason.
Just for
That's
fun.
That's an odd question. I can check, if you'd like.
Yeah, could you?
Sure.
Asher, where did you put it?
Why exactly are you asking for a 50-year-old missing person? That isn't...
Is it in the bag of holding? Or did we... Oh, we bundled them in
No,
other
you-
things.
Didn't you bury them? Didn't you want to bury them?
No, we didn't.
No,
we
you
bundled
didn't.
them in the fabric that they were found in.
Yeah, you put them back in the bag of holding.
Deo's
You
You
gonna
know
go-
what? I think it is better to show you. Asher is going
No,
to
they
take the
don't
bag
have-
holding and just empty them and just turn it inside out.
We found these.
By the way, also, just for note, I also, because I don't think I put this in the group inventory, you guys also have the displacement chest.
Yes.
So I'm gonna quickly edit
No.
the inventory.
It's in the cart.
I'm gonna hop in it and close the lid.
Also, Asher, you're keeping track of our money, right?
You can
Yes.
do that.
Okay.
Did we
'cause
did we lock the chest, by the way? Just
Yes.
Yeah.
What Asher did, that super awesome lock that Asher blew up, he mended it, reset the code, and put that lock on the chest.
Oh,
So there
okay.
is an even stronger lock.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are you actually going to flip the bag inside out?
Yes, Asher's actually.
Hold on. To be fair, they were bundled in the clothing they were found in, so there are bundles falling out,
Yeah.
not bodies. Don't open with care.
Okay. So you turn the bag inside out in the middle of the Seravan Bastion, which is effectively police officer station,
Mhm.
for lack of a better term, and you watch as 7 bodies
7 bundles with bodies in it.
with 7 bundles with bodies in them, because they're very clearly body shaped,
Yeah.
flop onto the ground, and you watch as Colonel Francois kind of puts their hands up in the air and just looks
Don't freak out.
somewhat aghast.
My
Wait,
apologies.
I
Nope.
tried to get the paperwork before showing it to you, but you were being It's hard to explain.
This is honestly the easiest way to show you what it is that we found, except for these are all wrapped up now. Matching. Before
Yeah,
these were all
I put
separate.
the body parts together.
Sergeant, get these to a room. Thank you.
You watch as one of the sergeants kind of walks over to him, and just kind of lifts him up. And I will point out, this isn't a super strong-looking man. He lifts the bodies up very easily because they're pretty light now.
Yep.
Where did you find these?
In that bag of holding in a chest buried in an elven fort.
An elven fort?
Yeah, the one near,
It was near Sion.
Sion.
Yeah, it was underground.
That fort was decommissioned years ago. Once the war ended, that place has been abandoned.
Where?
Someone didn't get the memo.
Yep. And it's confirmed 50 years ago. Our friend here has the ability to tell how old things are.
That helps a lot. We'll likely double check this. No offense to you, it's simply procedure. Considering that most of you here are much too young to have been anywhere near this, you are not suspects, of course. I said a majority of you, ma'am. A majority.
I was in the Underdark.
Most of you could not possibly have been involved in this in any way, so you're not suspects, do not worry. But at least one of you fill out the report saying what and how you found them. That would be appreciated. And I will see if I can find any documentation for you, ma'am.
Darius will do it, since I have both types of writing skill and the experience of writing police reports, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are experienced with working with the authorities.
And then sometimes also circumventing the authorities, but they don't need to know that.
Yeah.
Same thing, really. Same skill.
By the way, while I'm looking through these, your request to speak with one of our suspects has been granted. You are able to speak with Mr. Dondurma.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go talk to your uncle?
Dear God, I hope they didn't torture him.
No. We do not torture individuals for a robbery. If this was a mass murder, okay, maybe. But I'm not going to put the screws to someone for stealing something. Also, in fairness, we should stop doing that.
I mean, I could have someone come in.
Well, there's going to be a guard with you no matter what.
I mean, yeah.
I don't mean official police. I mean someone who is of interest to try to make sure it wasn't actually him and not just having arrested the first person that seemed suspicious.
Well, that is fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Who do you want to go with you?
Mm.
I'm assuming you can have multiple people, but, I don't think having a room full of us is a good idea. Might be a little overwhelming.
You're gonna have to be prepared, because he's just a really good liar.
Then you want somebody who can read people good, right?
Can't read people. I'm not charismatic.
No,
anyway.
he's saying bring someone who can read people well.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
So like either Tana seems to be very good. I'm pretty good at it, and maybe Darius.
Well, Dawn is already familiar with Tana.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. It's just a thought.
I mean,
which kitty is?
Oh, Hoods is in here.
Yay! Deanie.
To be honest, it's not stopping anybody to. It's not stopping the amount of people that can enter a room, right? Or is it just limited to only like two people in a guard?
We would prefer you not have all of you arrive.
I mean, yeah.
As in a situation like that, it would mean that we'd have to wait longer because we'd likely have more guards. So
we take 2 people?
Yeah, I was gonna say probably 2. Other than yourself.
2 to find Connor?
Two's fine. Two's
Okay.
totally fine.
I guess I'll just bring 2 people in. Okay. Well, who wants to interrogate him?
I would love to, but I don't want to impose.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Like, you see her fidgeting with her hands, having finished the paperwork. She sees something of interest.
He makes-
in front of her.
Out of
makes sense.
character, Darius would be a great one to bring in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just for Darius would canonically know a whole lot of stuff in a way to get the information out of him.
To
You might also
provide
want- yeah.
to provide information from a DM perspective, there are 3 people I could see as the best option.
Okay.
Tana, because of their ability, Granny, because of their ability, and Darius, because of their experience.
Yeah.
Plus, you would know Tana, and Don would know Tana as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
Probably be more comforting to have people he was
That-
familiar- they were
yeah,
they
he yes.
checking.
Mhm.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't hurt for Dawn to see Tana at the very least to be like, it's not. I'm not having a gun pointed to my head or anything. It's we just.
I would. I was gonna say never, but that's a blatant lie. I wouldn't do it to your family.
Yeah.
No weapons are going to be allowed as well. You will have to leave them outside.
You could leave them with me.
Okay. Takes out her knife and umbrella, casts it aside.
This is gonna sound like a wild question to you. So am I allowed to keep a bullet on me without my gun?
A bullet?
Just a single bullet.
Why?
Comforting to have something to fidget with. That is, by the way, a full lie. I will admit that openly to you, Connor. It's one of the bullets she knows the name of. True name. She.
Oh, true name. You can roll deception. The DC is better. Is lower because he doesn't know what you could do with it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
I cannot see any reason why a bullet would not be allowed.
Cool. And she'll pass everything to Asha except a single bullet. But you'll see her stuff in her pocket.
Anna drops off her longbow and arrows and all of her darts.
And the ringed weapons you have on your person.
There's no sense of fashion here.
No. Not when your sense of fashion has blades on them. It's just as much for our safety as it is for his safety. I don't know if you want to walk in there and kill him.
That would be a wild plot twist.
That would be.
We walk in there. Kaz.
No, that comes later. No.
Once he's been acquitted, that's when we'll.
Oh yeah.
With Dilworth with a voice line. Told you wanted to escape from this. That would be the plot twist.
So just to check, it's going to be Tana, Darius, and you, Kaz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, Becca? Sorry, 1 second, Jace.
Mhm.
No, Becca, you looked like you were trying to say you looked. Okay, Jace then.
While Darius was confusing this man, Asher is going to try and sleight of hand the knife back into hidden back to Cass.
Okay.
Is it the bludgeon?
The stake.
The stake.
Yeah,
Probably the
stake.
stake. Yeah.
I mean, you should not do that because they
Perception.
know.
Yeah, roll sleight of hand.
Yeah,
Hang
no,
on.
it wouldn't be the stake then. It would be the knife. Asher would know that. Good point.
Okay.
Roll sleight of hand, Jace.
Yes, that is a 19 on the die plus 6 for 25.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You will manage to palm the knife back over to Kaz.
Is it the it's the stake weapon, right?
No, not a stake.
Oh.
It's just a dagger.
It's just a dagger.
Yeah, it's just
okay.
a dagger. Because they would know the stake if they caught you with that, and Asher had fucked it up. That would have been real
that would
fucking
be very bad.
That you would have been in jail with him, and he definitely would have stayed in jail.
There would have been possibly 2 more arrests at that point.
And Tana will begrudgingly leave the Chakum outside, but she is keeping like the spooled wire from the Chakriano because she can still use that for agile parry for blocking.
Garrot.
She's not strong enough for that, but
no, not at all.
It can be used to deflect melee weapons, and so
that's fair.
It keeps it on her.
Oh, I thought Joe was saying. I thought they were saying something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just saying that I nearly lost a halfling.
Yeah, do you not remember
Mothman?
Mothman?
Yeah.
Unless he came in and chopped off his arms.
But the difference in strength is like
big. So, alright. While all this is going on, your weapons are being collected. Darius, Colonel Francois will eventually kind of poke his head up and go, "We don't have any missing people from about 50 years ago. At least, not here. Bear in mind, there are other files and information that could be in other cities, but nothing from here, nothing from any of the nearby towns."
Well, I noted the description and did what I could to keep track of it, so we'll ask around. Can you just...
Well,
I don't know how you store bodies here, I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Well, to be honest, this is a bit of an odd situation. In fairness, we would likely put them into a bag of holding, because
that's where we found them.
They won't rot, so it will work. And then what will happen is we will work with individuals who are talented with this, and we will try to make a rough guess on what they may have looked like once upon a time. Yes.
Monsieur, if you do not mind, would you be able to write up some sort of official document saying that we are looking into a missing persons report from 50 years ago? That way, when we run into other authorities, we have something of an official note.
A notice of this. Yes, I will write up a bill of authorization so that you can provide it for more information on similar events.
Merci.
But you 3, you may go. The captain will be leading you into the holding cell.
Okay.
And you will put a grip on Kaz's shoulder from that noise and go, "We'll get him out eventually."
And you will see the similar form of Captain Marceau Tass, who is nearby one of the doors, hands behind his shoulders.
How many dirty looks is he getting from Argo? Just
it's up to y'all, not me.
I can tell Kaz is giving a dirty look. Does Tana know how to give a dirty look?
He does, but still prefers not to because the purpose of vagueness and stuff like that.
To be fair, rabbit eyes, if they just stare at you, can be extremely unsettling.
Very unsettling. The occasional nose twitch.
You will also see that Captain Tass also has he has weapons on his person. You can see that on each thigh in a leather holster there are 2 hand axes. So he is armed.
Is he the guard coming in with us?
Yes.
Fuck.
Seems like a Seems like a slight conflict
Hello.
of interest.
Just a little bit of one, Kana. Isn't this a bit of lowly work for someone of your rank?
I am taking a personal interest in this case, as I have many questions. Not many answers, though, unfortunately.
You're gonna notice me doing this a lot every time we're in a police station.
Yeah, I know.
Don't interrupt my work, is all she'll say.
My job is simply to observe. It is a visitation, effectively. I am allowed to be present, but I am not allowed to interrupt. I do not speak unless spoken to. And that is how it works.
God, if only all police officers did that. Anyways, let's keep going.
Marceau will not react to that comment. But
Did we ever ask if he was hot? Is he hot?
I think he's like, alright looking.
the one time he took off his helmet, because most of the time he keeps his helm on. You saw he was a pretty handsome man. He has a very noticeable burn scar though, like kind of like a triangular wedge-shaped scar that goes up to about his scalp.
Connor, you say like that wouldn't make someone hotter?
I know.
At one point he was.
Very.
Come on. Mean joke.
You threw the ball at me and my choices were to dodge or to hit it with the bat.
You said
I
it.
chose the bat.
You said it, and you didn't expect Jill to spike it.
You guys ask if he's hot. Of course
We
we use
ask
the
if
same
everyone's
term. But you guys follow behind Captain Marceau Taz, and eventually he will lead you to a cell. You see that inside of the cell there is a bed with a mattress. It does not appear to be a spring mattress. It looks more like a feather mattress. You can also see that there is a small, kind of like walled off, like there's a concrete wall section that is kind of hiding a small lavatory. So a little spot where one can use the restroom and have a little bit of privacy. You note no presence of anything that could be used theoretically as a weapon. So there are no spots, like there is no like mirror for one to use. There is one, but it is made of steel and it is mounted to the wall. So there's not a thing you could break for glass shards and stab someone with. They've been very careful about how they do this. But the room also has inside of it a small desk carved out of stone with a fairly nice looking chair. Somewhat comfortable with a little cushion. There are candles. It appears humane, but still a cell. You may enter.
Yeah, this is gonna kind of push Kaz in first, since it is your uncle.
I mean, yeah. I know. Does it make it easy?
You will see inside of the cell, there is Dondorma. He is not wearing his typical clothing. He is instead wearing some plainer clothes. No belt, no laces. He appears clean. He appears to be in good shape. He does not appear to be injured. And he will look at you all, and he will stand up, and he will go, Castella, what are you doing here?
I'm wondering how you got arrested, for one thing.
I was arrested for theft.
Oh, yeah. You see how that ends up, Don?
Yes. I see how this ends up.
Jokingly said that right after I left. So. I thought you said you weren't gonna steal anything.
Yes, I said I was not going to steal anything yet.
the most direct question while you berate him for lying, apparently. Did you actually steal it?
Yes, I stole it.
Insight.
Yes. Probably not that good. I have
I'm
a
still gonna try to roll insight, even though it's bad for
I have
me.
a 10
That's
total.
a 25.
10 total, 6 plus 4.
10 total, 6 plus 4. And Jolly, you may also roll.
No, I rolled bad. I rolled a 2 minus 1. That's a 1.
Oh.
But that's a
Okay.
bad one.
Damn, it's good that you rolled so well, Darius, because he rolls quite well and has a nice bonus. His would have been a 22 versus your 24.
25. I rolled a nat 1.
25. You're right, because you get a +1. He is lying. He did not steal anything.
The lack of color doesn't search you.
It does not, but the prison uniforms are required to be plain. This music is too happy.
Can't imagine why.
So, did you
Seems a-
confess immediately?
I confess to my crimes, yes. I told them that I stole from the top floor of the building and I sold it.
And what did you steal?
I cannot say that.
You said from the top floor, right?
Yes,
Where at on the top floor?
the roof.
And how did you know it was there?
I cannot say that.
Uncle Don, we're trying to prove your innocence here. How are we gonna get home if you're gonna be unhelpful about this?
I have to serve my sentence, because it must be done.
But what be done?
Eris is gonna lean down to Kaz. Do you know who his fence is?
His out of character. What is that? What is that?
The person he sells stuff to illegally.
You have
I
a
don't-
cat behind you.
This is whispering, by the way, so the guard captain can't hear.
I don't know
What?
if Kaz knows that. Connor, would she know?
If he had a fence, it was back in Thornhurst.
Yeah, but
As for who it is, you don't know.
I just don't understand how. I mean, like, if you stole it and you're not even allowed to say, just sell it off right away? Or did you hid it somewhere?
No, I had to sell it away quickly, because that was what I was told to do.
Told you to do it.
I cannot say that.
I'm not inciting him, I'm trying to probe.
Okay, you're trying to read his mind.
Yes. Ooh. A 19 plus 4 for 23.
Oh yeah. Cat.
Ah! Trouble's here.
Yeah.
She got in trouble.
She got in trouble.
She got in trouble.
She got
She lost
caught.
her friend. She got in trouble.
Kitty's in
She
trouble.
got very caught.
I ain't no snitch.
I didn't see shit.
Don't check the recording.
Oh, I won't. This is the second time we walked on her standing on the desk today.
But Tana, you said a 23.
Yes.
Yep. You from Uncle Don's mind, you will get multiple feelings. Namely, you will get a feeling of anxiety, of worry, a little bit of doubt and confusion.
No idea who actually did it then?
Can't say anything about it.
If I ask you about a name, will you answer me?
I can.
Hold on, I gotta scroll to the right one. Oriel. Maritzel?
Oriole Marixel.
Took a guess. Oriel. I know, I'm looking at that. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I cannot read those.
Really?
Yeah.
Oriole.
I think it's from having too much speech therapy as a kid.
Fair enough.
What?
I know the name. It's hard not to know the name.
Have you ever encountered him before?
No. By the time I was around, he was... he was a kid.
You know, it's kind of funny. Kaz, your niece, has been traveling with us since leaving the Reyes Manor. And shortly after we left, you got arrested, and at the same time, someone put out a hit for a group of adventurers. Both of those took place at the Reyes house. How else would they have known?
I don't know.
Can I do an insight on his vibe, not his words?
Sure.
Not what I just said. I know I keep rolling on the computer when I have dice in front of me, but I don't trust myself to roll real dice today.
Yep, sure.
13.
I should stop putting this away.
Yeah, because I'm going to keep making you roll as we're sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he's attempting to... he looks like he may not be telling you the whole truth, but you cannot parse what he is trying to hide.
I was just going to look at Kaz as she asked this question. You love your niece dearly, don't you?
Yes, of course.
You'd do anything for her, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course.
Do you think Kaz stole that?
No.
Hypothetically, if you would. You didn't steal it. Let's say you did not go up on the roof that night, you did not take it, you did not steal it. Would anyone you know be after what was found up there?
I do not know.
How did you know it was there?
I cannot tell.
I'd like to try to probe again.
Okay. So do you want to try to push in further to try and actually read his mind?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to ask probing questions where you could learn more, Cody.
He probably has picked up on, like, her senses might not know it's exactly that way, but I don't think anybody fully knows it, not even her. So I'm gonna roll a d20. Not that great. 7 plus 4 for 11.
you will see that he kind of flinches slightly, and you will feel his mind kind of close off.
And she'll say, "You can't blame anybody for what they think, only what they do. Whatever you say here, I won't say anything if it's bad for Kaz. Only what you say aloud will the captain know."
The captain is nearby.
I want to check the wording of the spell I have real quick.
Okay.
Just
I know I can do the X thing, but this is just what my brain wants to see it.
no, I want to protect Kaz as much as you do. Just relax and think on it.
But if I go to the bathroom for a moment?
You may.
It's been a very
There's
long
no-
day, of course.
You may. There's nothing stopping you.
I would also like to give a minute to the family. And you'll see Dara step up and walk out of the room. And this is for you, Connor. She is going to go to the bathroom. When she steps in, I copied this spell, but I also have the spell scroll for Luceri's script.
Mm-hmm.
It does not designate I have to be able to see the people I designate the writing for. So she's going to use that while she's in the bathroom. And while she's gone, she's also going to ask one of the sergeants or whatever if she's allowed to use her notes while she's in there. She does have a notebook she carries.
I do not see any reason why you cannot.
Okay. So, at least for a few minutes, Darius will be out of the room before she comes back. But she will designate only herself and Dawn for right now.
Okay.
Also, if it's not clear, Tan is trying to persuade him into, like, opening up the thoughts.
Oh, I know.
Like, accepting it.
I am very aware of what you're trying to do. But, Dara steps out of the room. Kaz, you and Tana are the only folks here.
Obviously, I think she would be chewing her nails because out of nervousness, but she's also like confused why Dawn is not cooperating. Like, this is like the most enclosed, like not a very open conversations she's used to with Dawn. So she it's like, I'm not sure why it's necessary to hide this if we're trying to prove your innocence. I thought you retired from the whole thievery life.
I did.
Why do you stay in quiet to protect someone?
He will not respond to that question.
And I'm not gonna try to probe because pick your battles.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any message you want us to pass back on to the carnival? I'm not sure when we'll see them, but a note could be sent.
Just pass along that I want them to be safe.
Any reason they shouldn't be apart from normal business?
It's just a well wish. That is all.
Aye.
Just realized that. The Asteris?
Once she comes back, she's going to sit back down. She's going to open up her notebook, and you're going to watch as she starts to write. And what she starts to write at first is her own coded language that she has.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very much meant for no one to be able to read. But about halfway through, although it will not be possible for anyone else but him to notice, and she has her notebook down well enough that he can see, and considering he's sketchy sort, seeing someone write, I assume he'd want to know what they were saying.
Yep.
It's going to switch to who do you not trust, us or the police? And she'll say police in the next sentence if you don't trust them, us in the next if you don't trust us.
Okay.
Any idea how long you'll be here for?
I don't think anyone can tell me that.
If you were acquitted, for whatever reason, what would you do after?
I would want to go back to the carnival.
She'll write down this time, please, for the love of God, we can help you. But we have to know.
Okay.
And she'll continue and go, I assume the carnival will be moving on from their location soon. I doubt they've stayed at the Reyes estate. Be kind of odd if they did. But considering Miss Reyes is the one who identified you, would you wait until they moved, or would you go back there immediately?
I would want to see them as soon as possible. Considering my actions, I don't think it is wise for me to see them again.
Seeing he's not going to answer the questions of the book, she'll snap it closed for a minute and go, I think that's all we have to ask. One final question, though. How did you...
Oh.
Hmm?
No, never mind.
I was gonna say, how did you break through the roof material? That's pretty thick building material. You must have done it some way.
In fairness, it's not the first time I've done something like that.
I assume not, but still, it's solid stone. And it was well paid for, considering the family. How'd you break it up?
I'm afraid I can't say.
Can't say I don't know.
He will not respond.
Well, Cass, unless you two have anything else, I think that's all I need for the moment.
I have an unrelated question. How much do you know about lightning elementals? I want to see if he recognizes like the marking on Kaz's back without like actually showing it, like if he suspects any of that.
I know my fair share. They are creatures from the elemental planes, from between two of them specifically, but they are not anyone that I was ever interested in. It was not the kind I paid attention. I paid attention to different ones.
Like ice.
Yes.
You have any tattoos or markings anywhere? Don't have to show them.
Sorry, Jill's reaction.
Plenty of individuals have tattoos and markings, but there are more special ones that can appear.
I do want to insight. Because leading question, 15 plus 4, 19.
He might just. This is one of the questions where he is actually playing coy.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe?
It's an out of character question. I'm
Is he
gonna
hot?
need to know yes or no right now. Does Don have a tramp stamp? Does he have a tramp stamp? Please. Please. That's all I want.
I would love, you know what? I fucking love the idea that Dawn's Zuldar appeared as a fucking tramp stamp right above his ass. That'd be fucking amazing.
A tramp stamp. That's my truth. I'm living my truth.
Yep. Just confirming
I won't
that
confirm
it's
it.
not specific to Kaz, but a general Ganassi thing. Again, I'm under the philosophy, if something isn't said aloud or written down, you can't prove it. So if you have anything else that you're just thinking about, I guess people won't ever know. Just gonna try reading in, but not like forcing through if he's not gonna accept.
He will respond, that's good. People should not know.
Is it dangerous to know?
He will not answer that question.
Take that as yes.
Jess. Please roll me an insight.
So
So-
a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You said he didn't answer your questions, but as you were reflecting back on the way he answered the questions that you wrote,
he did answer your questions, just not the way you wanted him to.
Can I share my observation?
Yeah.
When you did the trust thing, you were like, if you don't trust the police, say police. If you don't trust us, say us. He said anyone.
Yeah.
And then in response to the other question you asked, which was, well, I can't remember the exact phrasing of it.
Which is why when you said that, I was like, what did I say?
Yeah. You said something like, you have to help us, you have to give us something. He responded by saying that I would want to go back to the carnival, but given what I have done, I can't.
Like I said, Darius at this point is waiting for when they're done, because she actually needs to ask the captain a couple things, unfortunately.
It might be some time, but even if you don't say anything more, I think you should spend a bit with Kaz.
I would love to, but I don't think visitations go long enough to just have quality time. It was nice to see you all again.
Well, we could get you a little bit more by talking with Marcel outside while you wait in here with Kaz. If only a minute or two. I think that's the time you use.
Perhaps. That may not be a bad idea.
So, Tana and Darius, you two get up and start moving your way to the door while Kaz stays back with Dawn slightly. Kaz?
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say to Dawn?
I think she's just frustrated at this point. Because she's not the most intelligent person. So she's trying to wrap her brain around this situation of, like, if he doesn't want the carnival family to be involved, whatever is happening with, you know, the stolen item that Dawn stole. But I don't know. She's just stumped right now. A little disappointed, actually.
You know, I do care for you very strongly, Kistella. You are much like a daughter that I never had, and I do care for you very much.
And you will notice that Dawn starts kind of tapping his fingers on the table.
Would she know that in terms of... Is it something that Dawn would have taught her at some point?
No, it's nothing you taught, but you know that he doesn't tap his fingers as a nervous tick. That's not a thing he does.
It's like Morse code or something. Like
he's trying to get your attention.
Okay.
So, as he's tapping his fingers, you look down at the table slightly and you watch as he keeps a finger down longer than the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And from where his finger touches, you watch as Rhyme Frost starts to develop into letters and symbols, which you recognize as Thieves' Cant.
Okay.
And what he writes down is a phrase, the nail that sticks up gets hammered down.
Okay. I mean, I won't say if I understood that because the captain is nearby. So,
okay.
She'll take that, the lettering, she'll keep it for in her mind. And then she'll just say bye to Dawn, and she'll just leave.
Okay. Actually, I actually probably should write this down physically because there is something unique about how he wrote it.
Oh, okay.
But I will write that out in a moment. So,
Okay.
Darius and Tana.
Mhm.
You guys go to say and speak with the captain.
I need to wait to talk to the captain until he's out of the room, which means I have to wait for Kaz to be done, because he will not leave the room. Why is Becca and you reacting like that?
What the fuck was that?
There was lightning and thunder.
Oh,
Thunderbolts and lightning.
There was just a
Very, very
flash, and
frightening.
there's a skylight right above. That's what I was looking.
Okay.
No.
I was about to say, I watched Becca react and then Connor react.
Yeah.
I just watched Becca go.
So,
Are you getting raptured? What's happening?
yeah.
Getting raptured. The aliens are outside.
But no, I have to wait until he's outside of the room. Because the questions I want to ask, this is gonna sound awful. I don't want her uncle to know the answers to.
Connor will ask him, do you honestly think he was the one who did it?
That is not a question to be asking right now.
Obviously, insight. That roll. It's not gonna be that great. 11 plus 4, 15.
Okay. He's hard to read mostly because his face is hidden, so you're not entirely sure.
How many criminals actually go out and say they did something?
You'd be surprised. It is a smaller number than one would expect, but there are some.
And then she'll wait because I don't think she can walk out on her own. I think she probably has to wait to be escorted out.
Yep. Darius?
Well, walking away now.
Mm-hmm.
What did put a hole into the roof? I mean, surely you guys checked for schools of magic or physical.
It was some kind of a chemical. But it did not melt the stone, it did not do anything else, it simply... It made the stone crack.
Hey, since I have my alchemy's toolkit, do I know of any chemical that would do that?
A mixture, maybe.
I don't want to work with you. However, I know that's a way to start a sentence. I also know you wouldn't put an innocent man behind bars, I hope.
No.
We kind of pissed off my A last time we were there, but unfortunately I think the next step to helping her uncle is going to talk to him. Is there any sort of, like, paper I could get from you that makes it more official looking so she doesn't just kick us out instinctively? you have to realize Miss Maya and Asha were dating, and she's really upset at him.
Roll persuasion, please.
Can't be mad forever. He
She could be
tends
mad
to
forever, but it's
prosthetics.
that's a 21. I'm good with people. Sometimes.
Look, I understand that you are a detective. I cannot offer anything of the sort. Private detectives do not receive protection, as you are outside of the law. So I can't do that. What I can say is that I don't think that Miss Maya was lying. I think Miss Maya was telling the truth.
The truth to her knowledge.
I think Miss Maya was saying what she saw.
Do you ever get a, this is out of character, do you ever get a bad gut feeling that Roy dying is causing a lot more problems than we ever could have anticipated? Fair enough.
By the way, for the individuals that can read Thieves' Cant, I'm putting this into the chat as Thieves' Cant. So,
Gross.
That sure is a bunch of symbols. That sure is something I can't read.
That is such a weird way of writing it. Wait a minute.
Listen, even if Izzy could read. That's
I
how
mean-
everything looks to Fizzy. This is how everything looks to Fizzy. I'll be real honest with you.
I'll be honest, given enough sample size, I could decode.
in
it.
theory,
I'm not gonna.
yes, you definitely could.
I'm not gonna. But I could. Because I have done that before.
All it will take is Kaz telling someone else and typing it in under common.
I will tell it when I'm not being watched by the guard.
And Kaz, you will leave the cell.
Yeah.
Yaz, I'm gonna say this.
Hmm.
Asher's gonna be really mad at us when we
For
tell
what?
him that we have to go back to his girlfriend's house.
Yeah.
I'm also prepared to do this quickly.
In terms of
Getting in and
what
out and
exactly?
finding out as much as we need. Because
Yeah.
while some of us talk to Maya, it might be useful for you to go see the roof that hasn't been fixed yet.
Mm-hmm.
And see if this looks like something your uncle would have done. Because I assume his handiwork is something you'd be able to recognize.
From stories, yes. Seeing it in action, I'm not entirely sure.
Your uncle any good with chemicals?
I mean,
I don't
mean,
know.
not really. Like, he had his cold magic. What magic he could do?
He makes ice cream.
Yeah, he makes ice cream. Does that count as chemicals? The answer is
yes.
not really. No.
Probably not. No, he's not a very much of a chemical person.
Would he ever use something he wasn't familiar with in a break-in?
No, because that would be clumsy. Why would
you wouldn't do that. That'd be stupid.
Why would you do something that you're not familiar with on your first break-in?
You know, I had to ask. And at this point, Deus is not going to ask any more questions while they're in the police station to her, because what she wants to say next should not be said in front of the police.
Yeah, I also want to say the thing that I was told to, but I can't say it from the captain.
Did everyone stay upstairs while we were talking, or did y'all wander off?
I would have stayed.
Rot has been trying to prove their trustworthiness on aging things by touching everything and going, see, this is 30 years old. I know that because I touched it. So you saying that you have to double check my work, like, it's a little offensive, you know? Like, I touch things and I know.
It is simply...
It's
We have to follow a procedure.
I could tell you how old you are. You don't have to tell me. I could touch your hand and tell you.
Please don't touch me.
I'm not gonna touch you. I have to I can touch the desk. I can touch the walls. It's just something I know.
Monsieur,
Look,
you should let him touch you. It is actually quite impressive.
Look, I understand why. I understand your offense, but we have to follow a certain procedure. If we don't do this, we can't go into a court and say, yes, some stranger said this is 50 years old. It's not how it works.
You could simply say that you had an expert in the field go through the complete process. Or are they to deny?
What is your certification?
I touch things and I know how old they are.
It's not a certification!
But it's always accurate!
Is this what Asha and Rot did the entire time we were gone?
Oh, yeah. We could get the certification from the... Let us go to the academy. We could get the certification written up. There must be a way to prove this.
I'll take a test. I'll touch things and tell you how old they are for days. I'm always right. I've always been right.
That does not feel scientific.
Science is the winner now.
What is the way that you would prove it in a scientific manner? Is this not a more efficient and more accurate way of doing so?
How do you know they're right? How do you know science is right? These people that I do
whoa,
that I know.
Let us not completely disprove science. It is perfectly fine. I'm on your side until we talk about science being wrong part of the time. But in this case, I will actually defer to my friend Rot here. He is always right. Being a man of science myself, I have no doubt in my mind.
I am sure they are right, but still I cannot simply just say, yes, some stranger touched the thing and now they know that they're 50 years old. That's not how it works.
It's an expert in the field, and they, in their expert opinion that was given to you, honestly for free, somebody who knows many things like this, they gave you the opinion and you are bringing it before the court.
What is this, an Abbott and Costello skit?
When did we walk in on this conversation?
Probably right about that moment.
Probably about that point.
Asher,
thank God you're here.
Asher, quit harassing the police officers. Let's go.
I'm not harassing the police officer. I am simply trying to stand up for my friend Rot, who is completely correct.
Rot, they're stupid. Let's go.
I just think
Also,
the next time I find out the age of something that has to be brought to you, I'm not going to tell you. Make you draw the work.
Also, I want to ask: is there a table here where we're at?
Yeah, well, there are like desks and tables and stuff like that.
So Fizzy is sitting on like a desk.
Okay, that's fine.
Like on a desk, not like at a desk, on top of a desk, or on top of a table.
The room is on fire. Darius, Hana, and Kaz are walking back in with pizza and everything.
Fizzy's just looking at all the people like doing this, like sitting at her position on sitting on a desk, just like watching her face. Her just
like watching a tennis match.
Exactly.
As they're leaving, Granny's just like, I'm so sorry, you're doing great.
Granny.
What? You're leaving. Get out of here.
No, look, I need you to listen to me. I need you to learn the art of reining Asha in.
I think I'll just leave that to you. You do a great job.
And as she's leaving, if Asha does not start to walk, she grabs the edge of his shirt and starts pulling.
I have already been leaving. I have no reason to stay here.
Grab the ear.
Well, I thought about grabbing the ear, but he bruises really easily.
Quite easily, in fact. In fact, if you look at my ribs currently, even though they are fully healed up, I still have many bruises. I need to work on this armor a bit.
Like she wants to say something. She's like, nope.
Once they get back to the cart, Deus is gonna turn to Kaz and go, your uncle's lying to your face.
I figure. He doesn't want to say shit to the cop in front of his face.
No, it's not the cop that he doesn't want to tell. He doesn't want to tell anyone.
He seemed a bit confused at certain parts. Like he didn't quite know the information of what was going on.
think your uncle's taking the fall for someone else?
It seems pretty obvious. He doesn't. He
There we go.
wouldn't want to admit it.
Well, here's where the troubling part comes in. Is he taking the fall because it's somebody from the circus, or is he taking the fall because he's being threatened?
I don't think he doesn't want any of the circus people to be involved. I think. He did say something though before I left.
He used essentially prestidigitation to make words appear.
What'd he say?
I'm gonna copy and paste this because this is oddly written, so I can't say this. So she'll write it on a piece of paper at some point when we get back into the cart.
Yep, and you can paste it into the chat.
Okay.
The nail that sticks up gets hammered down.
I'm already looking at the weird capital letters. It is capital letters being a Y, A, S, Y, A, W.
Y, A, because there's a capital A beside that Y.
It's AYA SYTA W.
I missed the T.
No, I missed the T, so I had to redo it.
It's
I don't know what anything.
Anagram.
Yeah,
thing.
like, would Darius be able to figure it out since she does a lot of anagrams?
You guys can figure it out.
It
Connor,
says,
I'm stupid. Yeah, go ahead.
Does it say stay away?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It does.
Like, Connor, I'm stupid. You can't ask me to solve that stuff.
You're not that dumb.
I give my anagram from Monster of the Week to Cody to make it better.
Fair enough.
I'm just really proud of it. They're really excited.
Oh, good.
So yes, Becca's correct. It says stay away.
Also,
And-
Don knows Kaz. He also knows she would never figure that out on her own.
Which means the full phrase he said to you was the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. Stay away. He gave you a warning, Kaz.
I don't get why he's. I want to help him. He's not making it easy.
Helping.
It sounds
him.
like he doesn't want help because there's something that's going to put you in danger.
I don't care if it's gonna put me in danger. He's being put into prison, and he's innocent, I think, but he didn't do it.
He didn't do that.
Someone's
Yeah.
threatening him, maybe.
Actually, how long would he stay in the prison for a theft?
Considering he stole from a rich person, probably a while.
Probably not that theft. That's the big deal.
Could it?
All of the other ones.
Could it be there's danger for him not being there, so he's trying to make it a difficult trial?
There's the problem. We have a murder that happens kind of out of nowhere. We're named as suspects. We're obviously acquitted. The moment we leave, there is a task that is brought up where we are supposed to go help a farmer. It is a trap. Then all of a sudden, it is another trap that is set up to bring adventurers, potentially kidnap them and kill them. All done by this man with an annoying sword and a thing against monkeys. And then, while this is all happening, Kaz's uncle is framed, shall we say, willingly takes the fall and is telling you to stay away.
And your girlfriend is lying and saying it was him.
Where? So,
I don't know if she was lying. Someone, like, I can't say it because you didn't communicate it, but
No. Can I ask a
Um,
quick question?
Sure.
This is just because my memory is shit.
Okay.
Did Roy's partner and his illegal shit?
Okay.
Was that someone at the party?
Yes, Amador Bayo was there.
So it
No.
was no. Amador wanted to be his partner but didn't get the opportunity, remember?
No, he was the partner.
No, he
That's
was the
what we found
partner.
out.
Oh, he was.
He
okay.
just lied about
he
not
was-
being the partner.
Yeah, he lied. That's you're confusing him lying to you. No, he partnered with them. He was there.
There are other individuals that were involved, other interested parties with no information. We're a liability.
But why us?
We were there.
I didn't know most of you before the party. And then suddenly the cart is carrying adventurers, is targeted. That was my first adventure. How'd they know?
First adventure? Never mind.
We've been through this.
Yeah, I know, but still. Asher? We're gonna have to go see your girlfriend.
No.
Why?
No. I do not
How
want to go
about-
back there.
How about you stay in the cart? And
I like this plan. This is a perfect
we
plan.
Go see your girlfriend.
Perfect plan.
You'll have to confront her eventually.
Nope.
We can
Yeah,
pull the shutters and lock the doors and make sure there's no confrontation to be had.
This is a perfect plan. I like this plan.
Granny kind of like pats, like gives his shoulder a squeeze, and is like, "Give him more time. It's been like a week."
She'll stage whisper so it can be heard. It's not my fault he's a coward.
Guys,
I feel like there's a lot
He'll
of
learn
like,
eventually.
confrontational energy here today, and it's not really the time for confrontational energy.
There
Asher,
is
fine.
no confrontation. I'm just. I've refused to speak to her. Not for a bit.
Do you think a distraction was to keep us away for a long time?
It was likely either to get us killed, to have us dealt with, or simply keep us running around until they can make a full escape. There's probably still something at the manor.
That's a good point. That would make sense.
Distracted. Either way, they can look through. There's no one there now.
Where?
So Maya lied to the officers?
Either she lied or she says what she thinks she knows.
Well, the latter is a lot different because people can be fooled.
Is there mind
Nobody-
magic?
Where?
Yeah.
Nobody
Some-
knows what was taken.
No.
Not me, not the police, not Dawn.
Someone knows.
Someone knows.
Can anybody here speak with a dead body?
Not yet.
Yeah. I don't think I can actually.
Damn.
Hold on.
Let me.
Let
double
me. I'm gonna. Check. Hold on.
I can, but they don't say anything back.
This is true. My apologies. More wondering if you can
Give me
have an
1
actual
minute.
back and forth conversation with the dead.
I'm not holy, so I don't know if I can. No, it's only bards and clerics, so no, we can't.
check. No, don't speak for me.
Not
I
for
can
you.
do any ritual spell.
It's not a oh, it could be the
God
new
damn
one.
it.
Mhm.
It's not an added ritual spell either, so no.
It is not.
The
In a
spell
few
I get is
levels, I
seance.
will, but we don't know that.
Well, When we get to
You've
level
got-
5, I can do seance, which is similar to speak with dead, but it's not quite the same.
I can speak with every other thing except for dead.
You should work
no.
on it. It is a very simple conversation. Or so I have been told.
Asher, how about this?
Hmm.
The way they broke into that place, into the place on the roof,
Where?
was through a chemical combination that essentially just cracked the stone without melting it or damaging it in a severe way. Why don't you experiment and try to figure out what combination of stuff could have done that?
This I like. I can do this.
And then once you figure that out, I don't know, we'll figure it out from there. Do we want to go talk to Maya now?
The longer that Kaz's uncle stays in this prison, the longer the chances that this group will have a man come in there and remove him from existence. So, seeing as the clock is likely ticking, we should probably get a move on.
Becca?
Just gonna say I don't see any reason to wait. Except for maybe rest in a day, but I don't know how late it is.
Oh, we also do need to wait a day because Kaz needs to go to the store.
I need
Yeah.
incense for Ruben.
Where?
Yeah, and it's I think a half a day's drive, so we don't want to arrive at night. I think that would be a little awkward.
We should see the carnival before it's gone if it's still there.
We should leave first thing in the morning tomorrow.
It's been a while since. I want to say it's just been a while. So you think they're still there?
I don't know. I
Might
honestly
have
don't know.
moved someone nearby.
Been a lot of sunrises and a lot of sunsets.
You still get people to come look at it no matter where you go. So if not there, then maybe a nearby town.
Well, I have the body to deliver anyway, so I need to take care of that. And then I actually have a couple things I need to shop for.
You should probably pick up more ingredients.
Wait.
By the way, what is an age?
What?
What is an age is what you just got asked by Tana.
Oh my god. 2 fizzies, wow. Alright. The amount of years that something has existed.
Alright, and what's a year?
365 days. In a row. All of them.
Sometimes they feel like an eternity.
Honestly.
A day's...
A cycle of 24 hours.
Aninara.
A cycle of 60 minutes.
A minute?
Dennis is gonna pat Rod on the back.
The simplest form, the easiest way to tell Tanai is keeping track of the sun and the moon. The sun comes up, it is the beginning of a day. The sun goes down, and then it will come back up again. As it comes back up again, this is one day. There are 365 of these. Once that has happened, it is theorized that this planet that we're on circles a big ball of, I believe it is, they're saying it is gas, called the sun. The sun, we rotate around it in space.
Of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace.
How do you tell a day when there is no sun or moon?
You guess.
So is it this?
Or you keep track on some sort of a clock, which is what I have in the actual... I have it inside the cart. The thing that has the hands that move around in a circle with all of the numbers on them.
Hannah, if you ever want to know what time it is, I can always tell you the exact time of day.
Could you tell how old I am?
Honestly, I'm very curious. How old is Sonic? Tell me now. Reveal yourself.
Cody, answer the question for them.
Kind of like Phasmophobia, adult. That is as specific as it gets.
It's never happened before. Number.
And it's just as bad as Phasmophobia, you just hear adult.
Never had like static in my brain before. That's okay. Adult.
Wait,
Right?
I need to know this as well. Because I technically, I mean, I don't know how old Ruben is, or the wooden thing that Cat stole.
You don't.
Technically, I don't know how old this thing is. And she takes out like a wooden monkey statue, which is supposedly Ruben, but with multiple
What the
arms.
fuck was that?
That
What
was
is
my
that?
phone falling.
Okay.
okay.
Jesus Christ!
It's fine. It was my
Well, like
phone.
4
falling.
people react.
I didn't realize it was that loud. It was.
It was very loud.
Sounded like a muffled gunshot.
Oh, it's my phone falling on the carpet.
Okay, good.
If you
It's fine.
present the little wooden monkey, Rot will ask permission first. Be like
Yeah.
368 years old.
What?
368 years old. Where did you get that?
What magic is it?
Yeah. Also, I can hold on. What's the actual skill say? Hold on. I just read this a second ago. I also know the most recent school of magic, if any, used by or on anything and anyone that I touch. If I touch a magic
Conjuration.
item, you receive the same effect as if you would cast Identify on it.
It is a conjuration item.
Conjuration. 368 years old. Wow.
That whole old Reuben is?
Yep.
And he's still a little bastard.
Connor, another thing with Tana, would it have been the restoration magic from, like, fights earlier? Or would the most recent school of magic have been her own thing, which would probably just come up as unknowner?
It would be the healing magic.
Alright.
Adult magic.
So it would be the restoration magic from Fizzy probably a week prior.
Rot, I do believe you need to update the firmware on this identification thing that you do.
There's like a pack missing
Firmware.
that I just don't understand.
Let's get you some tea, darling. I think you're freaking out.
Technically, all of Tana's clothing would also be unknown age.
Clothes. What the fuck was that?
Suffering. Roddy's just suffering.
There would be this dichotomy: stuff Tana obtained after coming from the Feywild, and stuff she had on her before. Everything from before would be unknown age.
Awesome. Great.
By the way, before anything else happens, Darius is gonna lean down into Rot's ear because she doesn't trust Granny, and go, "Can I borrow that book tonight?"
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Don't tell.
I react poorly once to someone cutting his arteries open twice!
You can't hear me. I
And
whispered.
suddenly, I know this is out of character. Suddenly, I can't be trusted with the bleeding book. I'm so sorry. Maybe there's a limit to this.
I have a weird idea. Maybe like a thought of how maybe this conversation with Maya might go. Spell I can do. I can tell us maybe if it'll go good or bad.
Why not?
You might as well try.
At this point, we have a rather large mystery in front of us. Let us start using all the tools that we have.
I have a question, Connor. For this spell, it requires marked sticks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 25. Is it something I have to specifically buy, or can I go forage for that stuff?
You have to buy it.
Fuck. Okay. All right.
It's okay. Asher has our money, and we just got paid a lot.
No, I know, but it's Fizzy. I don't want to spend, it's not even it's just she doesn't understand the concept of money, so having to go buy sticks is very weird to her. But
Let us go take care of these things. Get what we need to buy.
Fizzy walking into the store going, I can get this outside for free. Why is it $10?
She
I don't understand.
will. She will say
Outside and grabs one. Free!
Also, I wanted to make a joke, but I lost the opportunity. But I still want to say it. Asher was saying we have to use any tools we have. The temptation to go, well, Asher, you're the biggest tool, so.
I do have the biggest tools.
That's not I was calling you a dick, not.
It is my natural state. It does not bother me.
And technically speaking, Tana has the biggest tools because she has a cooking pot.
This is the weirdest dick measuring contest I've ever been a part of.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Especially when the female rabbit wins.
That has a really long stick. I'm just saying.
I'm a
big staff. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No.
Just from like.
I just wanted to make a joke about Asha being an asshole.
It's be like that.
And with that, yes, Rod.
Just one more little thing. When we get to Granny's, Rod, it's gonna be like, Granny, quick question. I'm not sure how to check your mail. I sent a letter from your house the last time we were here. Sorry I didn't tell you. It's to my mum. How would I know if there was a letter? Maybe if she sent one back me.
Do I have a post box?
Yes.
Check your mail. I don't want to.
Would it be like a mailbox? Would it be like a mailbox or like a slot in the door?
It's a mailbox.
Okay. We'll check the mailbox. We'll see if there's any letters in there.
You get junk mail from politicians.
Every day, I burn it.
That is the way to do that.
I'll just let them answer the questions for me.
Pile of ash next to Granny's mailbox.
Yeah.
Oh, another one.
That's how she starts her fire in the morning for the coffee pot.
I don't know how we have so many politicians.
Rod's doing the kid
This one
thing.
isn't even from my city.
Rod's doing the kid thing where you stand off to the side and like watch, like.
Is there a letter
Yes, there's a letter.
for Rots?
Yep.
He's for Rots?
Fun fact. Actually, it wouldn't say Rod.
Yeah, what
No.
would it
On the
say?
envelope. It would say Fitz.
Hmm?
With a Z, Fitz.
Well, this doesn't say Rot, but I don't know anyone by this name, so it must be yours.
That's for me. That's for me. Thank you. Thank you. Rod's gonna run to the room and open it.
Okay.
Just got up there.
As you only get it from me in that case. It's the only time you get packages labeled Cody.
I get them from a few other people.
Yeah, sure. As you all realize you have a few more things to do and realize that there are more questions than answers, now that you've spoken to Dawn, we will leave off the session there and we'll pick this up next week. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you to my friends for playing in this game. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. To the folks who popped into stream to watch or to lurk, hey, thank you very much for being here. If you enjoy what we do, pass the word around, tell your friends. We stream regularly, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. You can find us on Twitter at Dicefunctional_. We are on all podcast solutions? No.
Podcast
all podcasting
solutions.
options. Sorry.
Platforms.
Podcast solutions.
Such as Spotify and iTunes. Give us good reviews, watch us, listen to us, etc., etc. And the biggest thing that you can do that can really help is that if you like what we do, pass the word around, tell your friends. More eyes on us means that we can spend more time on this and do more cool shit. I love running this game. It's a huge amount of fun. And yeah, with all that said, say bye, stream.
Hi, stream.